Greetings. You're locked into the Basement Dwellers, hosted by Jacob Santoro and Robert Fowler. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to get the latest updates too. But for now, just kick back and lounge out, cause I got a fresh one delivered to you. But let me pass this over to the boys though.
So cool.
Fucking sweet, dude.
That
Hell
fucking
yeah.
rock. He did such a good job, dude.
Dude, that was the first time I've been here and heard it in action.
And I knew when
Facebook
we heard
chat.
it live, definitely it was gonna get you like the goosebumps for sure.
Woo.
I was like,
yeah,
that's pretty
that
sweet.
was fucking cool.
Yeah, shout out to Dondre, man. Criminals. They just released a new EP, didn't they? It's on Spotify.
Yep. Yeah.
Have you listened to it?
It's finally. I have listened
It's
to
great.
it. It's really good.
It's great.
Yeah, it's really good. Him and the Don Rambo.
Yeah, you know how many times I fucked that up on that episode?
Really?
Like I didn't know how to. I was like, felt like an old white lady. I was like, the Don. Episode 26 of the Basement Dweller. With me back again. I got my boy Robert.
Is it only 26?
26, 7.
I was
Fuck.
gonna say that. It feels wrong
27,
to
yeah.
say. It feels low.
Shit, 27. See, I'm already fucking set up. We're not that professional,
It's
man.
all right,
I'm sorry.
I'm looking out for you.
We are joined by Justin Kirshner.
Awesome.
Got it, right?
Perfect.
Very cool.
Just like the Germans.
Local Arizona comedian,
Hell
fellow bearded and hatted man at my table.
You know, just all around good guy.
Yeah,
Hell
all
yeah.
around
Beers
good guy.
beers and hats. That's a smooth indicator of just a likable person. As far as I
can see why you think that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you guys kind of look like the dads that just kind of instantly mesh together at the birthday party. You know, it's like you both kind of lock eyes.
Start talking about all lawnmowers and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
He's got
About
the
the parking.
Under Armour on. It's not quite cargo shorts, but it's like
This is active sweatwear.
it's
you know?
New Balance-esque.
You never know when you need to get into a run.
Yeah.
Just look at my fat ass.
I think that's like
I'm
a
running?
fear that I have every day in my life is, am I going to have to run? You should have seen me try to move shit into this apartment. Shout out to Camacho 100% because he did all of the heavy lifting.
Oh, I know the polar bear lifted everything.
Yeah,
into this
dude.
place.
Dude, I've never... no, my old apartment was up on stairs, but it's been a while since I've had to move shit upstairs. And the couch that we have is a pull-out couch, which is just instantly like 6,000 pounds.
Shit.
And you saw the stair set, you know, so it's just like a nightmare.
Moving, you really find out who your good friends are.
Oh, yeah.
And who...
Oh, I do. Don't worry.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I do. You know how
Did I
many...
start some shit on this podcast?
You know how many times he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm so ready to go. I'm
Man,
totally good."
Okay, no. First of all, you were like, "Yeah, we're moving on Sunday."
That's not what I said.
And then you were like, "Saturday."
That's not what I
and I was
said.
like, "Oh fuck! All right, yeah, I work every Saturday, and I've told you that."
I'll post receipts for this episode too because
you
that's.
can't post receipts of verbal conversations.
What do you mean? I have it all on text, bro.
Yeah, the Sunday version. You don't have the Saturday version on text. That's
You were the guy with the truck too. That's why I wanted you to come too because
Camacho has a fucking truck.
I got a U-Haul. I drove a U-Haul for the first time.
Fuck that. I always scare myself. I'm going to crash into something, hit an old lady.
You guys don't like driving big shit? Man,
What
I love that.
kind of car do you drive?
A 2011 Chevy Malibu. So,
Oh, okay.
not trying to brag.
All right,
Right.
no,
But,
that's-
you know,
That's nice.
that's pretty
The
good.
front fender's kind of ripped
It's
off.
no
but
Toyota, but that's
that
pretty
bad
good.
boy's got me through this entire city.
Right. Yeah. I was so paranoid and like again, shout out to Camacho because he was just like he was talking to me like through the whole
I'm
process.
surprised you didn't ask him to drive the U-Haul. for
I
you.
was more afraid of doing that because like multiple times in that contract they specifically say like you can drive, and yeah, I don't know.
I'm surprised how that's legal.
What do you mean?
Like, that big of a thing. Anything bigger, you need to have some sort of like Class D shit, but they're like, no, $20 for the day. Here's this giant fucking thing.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want with it.
I actually found out also that you don't need a special license to like carry. Like if you have like a truck and then you have like this like 26-footer like just camper trailer.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
No special license needed.
I mean, it's Phoenix. You don't need a license to conceal carry or anything.
Which
here.
is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I remember I had a friend in high school, like just to prove that point, like we'd hang out at his house.
You had friends in high school?
I did. More than you.
No, that's not true.
That's not true.
busted.
But he would like legit, he's like, let's go check the mail. And he would just walk around with his fucking AR-15 in the neighborhood, predominantly white neighborhood. So, you know, a little too safe.
Is he
You know
a
what I'm saying?
black guy?
No.
Oh.
No, he was like white as white can come.
Okay. sweet.
Remember, it's Brian. Remember Brian?
Oh.
Yeah, he just had a baby.
You know what's so
Nice.
funny? I see that you've seen those
Congrats
videos
to Baby
before.
Brian.
Yeah.
Congrats, baby Brian, of course. Boy, get into. But it's like you see those people that like would go to Chipotle with an AR-15 just to kind of prove a point.
It's
Yeah.
my favorite.
And I'm like, I kind of compare. I think they're kind of the same as like that crazy chick that shaves her head and then goes into a McDonald's and yells at people because they're murderers because they're eating meat. It's like nobody's on your side here
For
Like,
sure. Yeah. And even if I somewhat agree, I'm like, what you're doing right now is ridiculous.
I'm fucking uncomfortable. Like, what one has anybody in the history of veganism ever been like, I was eating meat for years until this blue-haired girl came into an In-N-Out burger and called me a pussy for eating meat. And then you know what? I decided she's right, She's fucking
You're
right.
talking to him. How dare you just put me down like
you
Mike,
son of a
my
bitch.
Journey.
You deserve that then. That's on you. That's on you.
Have you ever done keto or like?
Yes, I'm actually on it right now.
Really?
I initially did it a few years ago and I lost like 60 pounds.
Oh wow.
And then, pandemic.
Oh,
and,
okay. So you weren't bigger and went smaller. You were smaller, went bigger.
No, I was big, small, and I blew back up again, and I'm trying to get back into, Chris Hemsworth shape.
I think you have height on your side though, which is
Only
cool.
6, I guess.
I think 6 is like a threshold though, where you can rock 225 comfortably. I'm at 245 and I'm 5'10", and I look like the fucking Penguin from Batman. I was actually I just started streaming on Twitch.
Yeah.
Last night I tried it, and if you're watching your stream on another camera, it's delayed. So like I would look at myself, come back into the room, and I felt like Flats from SpongeBob, where he's like super like slim, and then he turns, and then his whole fucking stomach. I was like, oh, this
3D
fucking
plane presents itself.
That's funny.
No, I've gotten consistently fatter since high school.
That's the struggle, man. Keto's this weird thing now. It was great for a while, then people are like, nah, it's not cool, and then they're like, I guess it's cool again. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, Fauci fucked all of us up,
yeah. Is it like it's like a high fat thing, right?
High
No
protein.
Yeah.
High protein, high fat, no carbs, right?
No sugar. Or it's like less than 24 grams a day, and it's fucking god awful.
Are you pretty? So you're pretty locked in it. You're pretty determined.
Unfortunately, yeah. I
Is whiskey keto?
it's not. In it. If it is, I'm fucked. I don't think it is. There's no calories or carbohydrates in whiskey, but it does convert to sugar in your bloodstream, in your body.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that's
that's
where
true.
Now, is it just the diet, or are you also working out too?
Oh no, I had to start working out too. Now that it's kind of nice, I can actually go do some shit. Hiking at like 4 in the morning, especially out in Joe Max in the 17 where I live up there. There's all that beautiful hiking and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Got to deal with those bikers up and down the mountain.
I'm winded going up the stairs to my apartment, dude. The first real challenge after moving was definitely like we went grocery shopping, and on the way home I was like, oh, fuck.
You gotta carry these
I
upstairs.
had to carry the groceries upstairs. And of course we had nothing for the kitchen because we came from a house that like our roommate had everything. So it's like we had to buy everything, and then on top of that we had groceries. So it's like it's not a normal trip.
Yeah.
So I was fucking dying, dude. Like this whole weekend I've just been like I feel like I couldn't fucking breathe.
I feel like no matter how much weight I lose, I'm a fat man inside. In my heart, I will always be that.
Were you a big kid?
Oh yeah. Always a chubby kid. My dad told me flat out when I was a child. I'm not kidding. I'll tell you the story.
He
So,
said, "Hey, fat fuck."
nah, and better. It was by my mom, so he was a little friendlier about it. He's a Jew from Queens, man. They just don't bite their tongue.
Oh.
So
Gay Jew.
no, he's pretty straight. He was. He had to have me. Well, I guess no. Gay people have kids.
That's a whole can of worms.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. Go on. But I have a brother that's about a year younger than I am.
Sure.
So anytime we'd go out and play in the neighborhood, he'd be like, Justin, make sure nobody would kidnap your brother. I'm like, okay, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. I have the upper body strength of a freshwater salmon, man. What was I going to do if somebody came up in a van? But every day we'd walk out, he'd be like,
flailing.
I know. I had Cheeto dust on my fingers. Half the time I was going to rub it across his eyes, hope it's like a Hispanic pepper spray or something. But he would go out and he kept saying that to me. And then one day I asked him, I was like, Dad, are you not worried about me getting kidnapped? And he bends over, I swear to God, looks me right in my eyes, in front of my mom too. He goes, Justin, they don't kidnap fat kids.
I feel like maybe your dad didn't know what he was talking about.
He's kind of right. Go look at the missing children in Phoenix. There's probably not a porker in the bunch, and if there is, he ain't getting found.
Well, no, missing
It's pretty
children
white
in
kids
Phoenix
that always
is
get it.
probably predominantly Mexican, but you could find a whole lot of gorditos out in the fucking Phoenix slums, dude. I bet a lot of those
Are they
kids
getting kidnapped?
I bet.
You have no
They
statistics
yield
to
a
back
lot
this
of
up.
meat.
Hey Jamie,
These
pull
aren't
that
cannibals.
up. Pull up Hispanic kid statistics of kidnapping in Arizona.
Not only getting kidnapped, but getting eaten, apparently.
I was like a really small kid, and then high school came around, and then weed came around, and then smoking and drinking came around. And so it's just, and then, I was just like, you mean I can have whatever I want, whenever I want, all the time, forever?
Yes.
And then like, you got the subtle when you were mentioning before that you were playing in bands, and so was I. And, then, like your bandmates started being like, all right, you're kind of like the big one of the group. And that was back when I was like 180 pounds, and I was like,
Well, it's funny because when I was playing in metal bands and stuff throughout high school and whatnot, See, I didn't smoke or anything until after my senior year of high school because
Really?
I played football and I was always worried about
Sure.
getting drug tested and shit like that. Turns out they know
Yeah.
they drug tested nobody can see me, but very specific people, for lack of a better word, because they showed they did a raise of hands at the end, like, who here has gotten drug tested in the 4 years, and everybody raised their hand. I was like, yeah, you look like you're gonna get drug tested as long as you don't look like it.
Yeah.
You know. So I didn't touch the stuff until, and literally the second I started smoking after that, I started smoking cigarettes, menthol cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
Started drinking. Like,
God damn.
what is wrong with me?
harsh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just went off the fucking rails. I quit smoking after like.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How was your like? How were you a pretty adjusted like family home? Like, did you come from a pretty like suburbanite?
He means well-adjusted.
Yeah.
You saying I'm rich? I come from money, huh?
Just yeah.
My grandfather's a Rothschild. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
No, I grew up in a kind of a lower middle class home in North Phoenix. My dad and my mom had to get by for a while. They were pawning off shit. My dad was an alcoholic, so he had a lot of anger issues too. So he would blow up a lot, and like there was family dinners. I saw him just fucking smash a plate. There was
shit.
I had this Suns cup that I loved. It was my favorite cup. And one day he just grabbed it because he was mad at me. I did something just fucking broken on the ground. He took a toy gun. I remember I had, it was just this little like wooden toy gun, and we would start beating it on the island and stuff because he was so fucking upset about something.
Wow.
But he was one of those guys who he felt so bad after it. He'd come in my room and he'd be very like emotional, like they'd be talking about it. So it was really weird. My mom and dad had a pretty good relationship aside from that. They always seemed to get along. I mean, besides, you see your parents fight and shit all the time.
Yeah.
Then he died when I was 18.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he had cancer.
Oh,
pretty bad,
sorry,
so.
man.
I know. I just found out yesterday.
And then you became a comedian.
Yeah. Well, what do you do? He smoked, 2 packs of Marlboro Lights a day. He drank a 12-pack of Bud
So he
Light.
was kind of like old blood, where he's like, I know I have cancer, and I'm just gonna kind of let it ride.
And it pissed me off so much for years because when he was in hospice, he was dying. He's like, he still wanted to go out back. I was like, those cigarettes are a motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
I was like, even you're sitting there crippled like to nothing, and
Yeah.
it's just like, no, I still want another Marlboro Light.
I think it takes a pretty ballsy attitude to just kind of come. And I actually just had this thing the other day. I don't know about you. I used to think that like I really wasn't afraid of dying. Not that I want to die or anything like that, but do you ever have like these overwhelming like thoughts out of nowhere where like your brain tries to comprehend like what nothing is, like you can't comprehend. It's not like you just sit there in your casket like and think that you're dead. So it's like, so your brain, it's almost like you get anxiety from thinking about what really goes on.
Yeah.
And I felt this existential dread, and it ruined my whole day.
To me, that's something you're never going to comprehend. It's something you just have to come to terms with.
Right. And I feel like I thought I did, but
You're
then
never
like,
going to understand nothingness, eternity. You're like, I mean, who the fuck knows what happens?
Right.
But that's what gives you that anxiety, and all of a sudden you start panicking, like my mortality and stuff. You have another birthday, and you're like, shit, what's going on? I just got my 31st birthday.
oh, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. And I get to that point too, and I'm just like, well, what the fuck am I doing? Not 10 years, I'm fucking 40.
I know, dude.
Maybe
Like-
it's just me being 25, but I've never really thought about my mortality that way.
No, I don't think about
as
dying.
much as I've thought about the infinite expanse of space in that way. That shit really fucks me up way more than what's going on in my own head, where I'm like, sometimes I get stuck in my head thinking about how small the earth is and how like I have so much going on in my life and I'm so stressed. But if you grand scheme everything, it's like,
Yeah.
we're nothing I'm doing is happening to anything else but me right now. And it's like,
The idea of infinity is such a scary concept.
Right.
that's what
You're
fucks
like,
me up.
it
Yeah,
doesn't end?
it's like that.
So what
We're
are we
just a
in here?
speck.
Right. And that's what I was telling her. Like I was telling Allie, it's just like, yeah, kind of like that same thing where it's just like, you think that like at work, like I'm like, I have so much shit going on today. Like I got to do this, and this. But then like I'll stop and think like what I'm doing right now on the scale of like the universe is so insignificant. And like I watch and then I watch things that bum me out. Like I watch like what we are essentially assuming is going to happen when, I guess, for lack of a better term, time stops. And it's just like even humanity, like, and I'm talking
What the
from
fuck does that even mean?
Right.
Time stops?
right.
Like,
you know what I mean? Like the end of the universe. And it's just like we are here for less than like a trillionth of a percent of how long the universe will live for.
Yeah.
And it's like there's still so much more going on.
I mean, and we're primates.
Right.
Our only worry should be about fucking and finding food, I think. For how long? And then all of a sudden, now you're sitting at your computer desk at 12 hours.
Well, that's why I've never been the biggest proponent of like we have to fucking reverse like all these horrible things that are happening to our climate and shit. Because
I mean, it'd be nice.
No, you're right. I think, yeah, we should do what we can to slow it down. But I think ultimately we're just trying to avoid the inevitable where we are not fit to live on this earth anymore. All the humans are gone.
I just remember
toast, and like it becomes a different thing, and like everyone's so worried about preserving shit for their children, and I'm like, yeah, look, I get it, but I don't think anything that major is gonna happen in my lifetime.
No,
well, that's what our ancestors thought, though. But that's what our past generations thought
but
too.
You also can't plan for that, you know. So it's like, fuck.
Well, when you have gas guzzling cars and all you're doing is eating, drinking, smoking steaks and fucking cigarettes and bourbon, and then
yeah, but maybe that's where things were supposed to go.
Are you saying that?
But that's America, because America doesn't do a good job with dealing with death,
right?
And that inevitable ending. I mean, look what. I talked to a Mexican friend of mine from Mexico, and he thinks
the Mexican from Mexico.
The Mexican from Mexico. We call him the Mexican.
Sounds like a Tarantino film.
It is. But we were talking and we brought up the idea. We were driving past a senior living home, and he thinks the idea of having senior homes is abhorrent because his family and everybody in his family, like, no, they all move in with you. You take care of them until they're gone. And they're like, you're going to spend what, $2,000 a month just so you don't have to see him anymore?
Right,
and I'm like, yeah, but I'm probably going to do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, we literally were watching
that's
I
totally
agree with you, but I'm not going to listen.
That's totally a Latino thing, though, because one of my best friends, he had his grandmother living with him until she passed.
Yeah.
Like,
it's the same thing when
forever.
COVID got so bad in Italy, because in Italian households, they all live with each other.
Yeah.
So if one person goes to work and comes back with it, next thing you've got a whole generation of people who have COVID on top of each other. And that's why they got hit so badly at first.
Right.
Now, they didn't show the numbers to Mexico, but I'm assuming that might be the same case. I don't know. I didn't see the numbers. Nobody cared.
Do Mexicans not read English numbers?
Were you
it's the same numbers.
Were you a first in line?
They just say them differently, but they use the same 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Were you a first in liner for getting vaxxed? Were you trying to get that done as soon as possible?
As soon as I could, yeah.
ASAP.
Yeah, I wanted the microchip as soon as I can get it in me.
Nice.
But at first, because it was such a rush for everybody to get it, that there was no place close to me to go get it decent. I was like, I don't want to go to fucking, South Phoenix or something just to go, or sit in the line to the Cardinal Stadium for 2 hours just to go get my, even though they would do that.
Right.
But yeah, I wanted to get it. I was not, I don't know. It's a contentious thing.
It's still, even though like I was super for it and like whatever, I mean, it's still always even when you're around like-minded people, it's always an eggshell kind of feeling. And I mean, I will admit that I definitely did it to make my girlfriend feel better. I just have one of those things where it's just like I never get sick.
So you didn't get COVID at all?
No.
Okay.
So here's our theory is that, and I'm sure you've heard this a lot, but in January of 2020, I was probably the sickest I've been since I was in high school. Like I was like on my deathbed. Like I missed like almost 2 weeks of work.
Oh, wow.
Like I was just like, I literally thought like that was the first time that I was like, I might need to go to the hospital because like, because I thought it was just like a flu or something. Like you just nurse it at home. So then, I specifically remember being in my car. I was listening to H3, and they were starting to talk about like, there's some virus in China and all this stuff. And I remember that, and then it started getting worse and worse. Now people are talking about masks. I was like, did I fucking have this? Like I honestly thought I fucking had it. So I think it was paranoia to how I felt. I was like, well, I don't want that to happen again if that's really what it was. So I did it. But mostly for me, I wanted to do my part,
I wasn't afraid. I wasn't like, I knew the necessity of doing it, but I wasn't like, okay, give me that first fucking shot or whatever. And then that my roommate got the Johnson & Johnson, and then the day after it got recalled. And so he starts freaking out anytime he gets a little tight in the chest. He's like, oh, is there a blood clot or something?
He's growing a third arm out of his
God
fucking
damn it,
chest.
Johnson & Johnson. But Dave Chappelle had that joke on his new special. That's like the ghettoist of the vaccines.
We went on this whole tangent, and I just remembered that I actually had a point because I asked you if you came from like more of a well-adjusted home because you mentioned when you smoked weed, you started smoking cigarettes and like going and I can really relate with that because that's exactly what fucking happened to me. Yeah. Is one time I was just hanging out with my friend at his house and he's like, hey, I've got this shitty fucking dirt reg weed that we're gonna smoke out of an apple.
Kids have no idea what it's like to smoke that shit weed.
Oh yeah,
it bothers me because you got to go
now. Yeah,
you got to work your way up to that shit.
no, dude. Me and my buddy in high school, we used to buy an ounce for $60, and it was just this garbage.
And you loved every second of it. Okay,
there was soil in it.
I know. Yeah, we were so fucking excited, dude. We had an ounce of just trash.
see the roots of the
We were like,
plants
dude,
in there and shit.
we were like, holy shit, that's so much fucking weed, dude. We have so many blunts to smoke now.
But I remember specifically, like, I did that, and because I definitely came from just like a solid middle class home. Like, my parents were divorced, but even both sides were pretty okay, you know. And I mean, they were always there to like talk. So like, I wasn't even like sneaking stuff around. Like, I remember coming home that day, and I was just like, my mom, sweet as hell, she was just like, "Hey, how was, like, I got dinner ready. How was it?" And I just like broke down. I was like, "I smoke weed at Cody's house." Yeah, like I started crying, you know. But here's the thing: is that like as soon as I did that, it's almost like because I was so like not cool, I guess, like all the other stuff that really isn't the end of the world sounded cool to me. Like I wouldn't fuck around with like, you know, like the hard shit, but like as soon as like my friend were smoking cigarettes, without hesitation, I was like, "Oh, can I have a cigarette? Like, can I have a beer?" Like,
yeah,
you know,
it's that something else. You just want that a little bit more. But it got a little worse for me after my dad passed away. He had all these, you know, I was dealing with all those emotions, and he had a shit ton of leftover pills from going through chemo.
Oh,
you know,
gotcha.
Xanax, morphine pills, and shit like that. And I was going through those for a year, or the rest of that shit, and it got real bad. I almost threw up in my front yard of my mom's house and stuff like that. It was a real bad time with that. And then you know, eventually, you hope to deal with it. You know, I was doing ecstasy and shit like that too. You know,
were you one of those cool guys that did ecstasy just to do it? Like you weren't going anywhere, but you would just like do.
Oh yeah. We're just, let's go ecstasy and go drive to Tempe Town Lake. Or
Yeah.
some shit.
That's
And
awesome.
just,
Yeah, dude, those were the days. I definitely was there.
Sick as
Like,
hell.
and then you know, I were you ever the microdose guy, like the acid guy?
No, I only did acid one time, and it was a low dose. So I just kind of got more of a lighter visual trail and shit like that. Mushrooms was more me. Was more along my forte.
Man, I've done mushrooms twice.
How do you like them?
First time I did them, I ate an entire eighth by myself. Didn't feel a fucking thing. Didn't feel anything.
Oh shit.
Yeah, straight up. I was really disappointed. Second time, I ate just like this fat fucking cap, like huge, giant fucking mushroom, dude. And I lost my mind for 10 hours. Like, so you say you did acid like once or twice, right?
Yeah.
I've done acid more times than I can count. I don't even know how many times I've done acid. It's my favorite thing in the world. Like acid, coke when it's available, and fucking weed. That's the shit. So I've done a shit ton of acid. So I took those mushrooms thinking I'll be fine. I'm used to this. And dude, I was just not. I was doing dishes. I ate the mushrooms and I was doing dishes. And I was just telling the person I was with, I was like, "Hey, I'm feeling like kind of whatever.
Yeah.
I'm fine." And this was after I had done mushrooms the first time, and they did nothing. So I was going in expecting nothing to happen again, and it fucking floored me, dude. Like I don't even.
That's surprising because from what I hear, acid's the more vivid of the hallucinations, and then shrooms are the more. Even if you do a lot, it's more subtle. At least for me.
I have never been so out of control while on hallucinogens as the time that the mushrooms really took hold.
Wow.
Like I said, I've done acid in quantities where like I've taken 5 or 6 tabs at a time.
How are you still here?
And it me and my old roommate, we used to do a ton of acid. Me and him, that's our favorite drug. So like doing that together, we'd do a shit ton of acid. So we got used to it. But dude, yeah, that mushroom, like I don't even remember. I don't remember half of what I did. I remember specifically seeing a picture of Shaky Graves and saying, "That looks like Eminem with a beard and longer hair." And the person I was with was like, "No, you're fucking wrong." But for 8 hours, that's what I was focused on, was that guy.
That bothered you enough
Yeah,
to where you're like, no,
fucking,
we need to talk about this. This is an issue for me.
It fucked me up. Was just that picture of an artist like on a Spotify page. I've never been so out of control on any.
See, that's
drug.
so scary to me. Like that's why I'm like when because I've never had, even when I've had friends straight up tell me like it was ecstasy, like I fucking talked with God and he talked back and I fucking.
Can I have a little DP with my?
Oh yeah, in the fridge, buddy. You wanna? Yeah. But I was just like, dude, everything you're saying right now, I feel like I can't comprehend that, nor do I want to.
Yeah.
I have friends that are currently looking to do and like experience DMT.
No, yeah, that's me. I would love to try DMT.
Well, so is Christian, and that's the thing is like, and look, I'm a huge Joe Rogan dick writer, and he will obviously tell you nonstop his whole experience with it, and my whole thing is like, that's great and all. I don't know if I'll ever come back, and I think that's like my biggest worry.
It's only 15 minutes, man. You'll come back.
But no,
Crossing that threshold where you're
yeah.
like, you don't see things the same again.
And that's why I haven't done. First of all, it's no secret that heroin must be
Jacob's
amazing.
favorite drug.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But so it's like, and like that
you
was
don't go through that shit without something being amazing. By the way, they have amazing balance.
Right.
A heroin addict. You ever seen one standing there hunched over?
Yeah.
And they're like halfway hung over in the front.
yeah.
I was like, I could barely touch my toes without almost falling over.
I lived in LA for a whole year, dude, and I read that Metro every single day. I know
my
exactly
God.
what you're talking
That's
about.
everything there.
Yeah.
I've been watching Sopranos, and one of the main characters is a major heroin addict, and he's pulled some insane acrobatic acts.
Well, you know what really fucked with me with that was did you watch The Dirt? With
Motley Crue
the Motley Crue movie.
Yeah, with Machine Gun Kelly played.
Yeah, and
Who did MGK play?
he played Tommy Lee.
Tommy Lee.
Oh, fuck, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So Nikki Sixx, I mean, was a notoriously like just crazy heroin addict, and like even that movie, I'm like, I mean, maybe it's the fact that like you just have so much money, you don't know what to do with it, and like that's where a lot of drug addiction comes from. But like watching him do that, and I know it's a movie, but I'm like, I feel like that's not that far off from what he experienced.
It's not. Yeah, with that movie, it was barely like.
Like he died.
It was barely
Yeah.
exaggerated.
Yeah.
He literally died at a party, turned blue at a fucking party from a heroin OD.
It makes no sense. It's like, I read a book about them back in the day, and just the amount of drugs they did on a daily basis and shit. How do you just not? I don't want to do that.
Right.
Like, even if it was available, they're rock stars, of course. They probably have piles of cocaine and shit there. But even if that was there, I was like, guys, I've done cocaine for the past week and a half. I think I should take a break for at least 2-3 shows.
But I think that was also like kind of like the thing back in the day, like from what like because I have I had a friend. Well, so my uncle has a friend who was like really into like just like old like glam rock and stuff like that. Like he was in like the glam bands like them, and he was just saying it's like it was just kind of like part of like the like the clique, like that's what they did.
Yeah.
You know, like you always hear about like how ska bands are like out of nowhere, like these dudes make nothing but happy music, but they're all fucking meth heads, or like you know what I mean, they're doing heroin in a fucking abandoned
happiness
building.
comes from a dark place,
right? But it's just like that's what we did because it's like if I didn't do that, like I'm not Nikki Sixx, you know what I mean? And so
that was like I read the Guns N' Roses biography, and that shit, dude, they spent like weeks in a hotel room just doing black tar heroin, and like not recording things, and then they'd go in for one day in the studio, record a fucking entire album,
right,
and it'd go fucking gold.
Like I feel like shit when like I go on, and I don't like, they're not even benders. They're like fucking like there will just be days where I'm like, okay, like I've got the day off, we have nothing to do. I got half a bottle of whiskey, and between noon and midnight, I'm gonna finish it. I give myself that much time. My favorite scene in that movie, The Dirt, if you remember, is where it's Tommy Lee talking about the day in the life, like one 24-hour cycle of what they did. And it's just like, there's like the scene where it's like, he's like, oh, we're going to Kansas City. He's like, no, man, we're going to whatever. He's like, oh, of course. How the fuck would you know? You know what I mean? Just like, you don't know what's going on. He's like, we're on the plane. It's like me and Nicky are doing zombie dust. Mick gets a bottle of vodka. I'm like, and this is every day. And he's like, I wake up, I'm fucking handcuffed to the bed because I blacked out the other night. I'm like, dude, I feel like shit after like 7 beers now.
Have you seen Vince Neil now?
Oh
yeah.
my god,
Yeah, he looks like a fat
He
old
looked
lady.
better when he was a drug addict. He's the only person that I don't want to say what his problems may or may not be at this point.
You've heard about his ultimatum with Nikki Sixx, right?
No.
Where they if he doesn't lose weight, they're firing him from Motley Crue. Nikki.
Ain't that a bitch?
I think you should do that for me on this podcast, dude. I think you should just give me
Could
like
you
a.
imagine the 80s version of them coming back to them like, I was going to get kicked out of the band because I was a little chubby. I was like, they were putting their dicks in burritos for Christ's sake so their
Right.
girlfriends wouldn't catch them.
Right.
I was like, why don't you just take a shower? I don't know why the burrito had to come in.
Yeah, wait, huh?
Yeah, you didn't know they.
No,
yeah, in the
why would
book,
they-
So in that
Dicks and
biography,
burritos.
yeah.
they would put their dick in the burrito so that way their girlfriends wouldn't smell the scent of pussy
So
on
it
their
would smell
dick.
like beans.
Yeah, they're like, why did your dick smell like a bean and cheese burrito? It was a long show, baby.
Don't worry
We
about
need
it.
to
Yeah,
get
don't
way
worry
back.
about it.
But
Yeah.
I was like, when I heard that, I was like, there's probably 5 or 6 other ways I'd have gone about that before. I was like, I'll fuck a burrito and hope she never
Right.
catches me because
I'll
if
fuck
you're
a
caught me,
burrito
Sober.
Not suspicious.
If you're
Yeah,
caught
yeah.
in that act, that's harder to come back from than actually being caught with another woman.
Right.
Like, how do you explain a fucking a burrito?
That was the other thing too, like all the sex that they had in that movie, and they had girlfriends. You know what I mean? Like that scene where Nikki just fucks Tommy's girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I feel bad for even looking at some glorious butt cheeks that aren't fucking my girlfriends.
I don't
like,
even think I have the sexual charisma to pull off half the stuff that these guys did. Even if I was in that band,
Oh
like
man,
that.
couldn't be me. I'd be slaying Poon 25-8.
Are you single right now?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm a single man hitting the streets.
How long you been single?
Ooh, pre-pandemic.
So ladies, hit up Justin Kirshner.
Justin_Kirshner on Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll get there,
we
buddy.
go.
Don't pop your load yet.
No, pop it a little early. Let me
Hey,
know.
man, so
Let me
far,
know
I
a
mean,
little pre-plug.
Hey,
It's weird. I'm sorry.
No, please.
It's funny because so I've been doing comedy since
That's what I wanted to talk about next.
about May.
Of this year?
Yeah, May of this year. Things have actually been progressing fairly quickly for me.
Okay.
And it's actually very nice, but it can be overwhelming at times because I'm definitely not ready for a lot. Like when I did I got put on the Tempe Improv. Bobby put me on the show. The show went fantastic.
Can I just say one thing real quick?
Yeah.
I will always say, always and forever, my biggest achievement in comedy was the fact that I got to play the Boiler Room at the Comedy Store.
No shit.
I mean, but it was a raffle, and it was like luck of the draw, kind of one of those things.
Really just cut off the guest to flex like that?
No, because here's what I'm getting to.
You're
Here's
a
what I'm
funnier
getting
comic
to.
than I am. I'm gonna go.
I've been doing comedy. I was doing comedy from essentially 2016, at the end of 2016 to 2020. I like Bobby, and I honestly would love to have him on the podcast for sure, always and forever. He never gave like the Tempe Improv to me and stuff like that. So that's my own can of worms. So the fact that you've been doing it since this year and you're there, that's really awesome, dude.
Well, he was running a mic at Toso's, a bar.
We're familiar.
You know
Yeah.
that dive ass bar.
Yeah, he would come see all my shows.
Many drunk nights there.
I've been there.
But when I started doing comedy, that was one of my first spots. Thursdays he had the open mics, and then Fridays he'd do a show where he'd put him on.
Yeah.
Now after a while, me and him kind of we got friendly, and he's like, if you want to come to the Friday shows, I'll put you on. I'll give you 5 minutes and stuff. So for 4 months straight, every Thursday and Friday, I was there doing the shows. He put me on the Toso shows and stuff like this, and I was honestly surprised he was going to put me on the Tempe Improv. I had no idea.
Yeah,
because it is a ticket. It's a bringer show, and you know what's funny? I hear a lot of mixed things from comics about that.
Yeah,
bringer shows. I don't know what the stigma is really. Comics don't like the fact that they have to sell tickets in this stage.
I have an opinion about
Bringer
that.
shows are shows where the comic has to sell their own tickets.
Right, and so you're also familiar with that because you were also in bands in high school, so you know all about, and we won't maybe mention some names, but I'm sure notoriously as a fucking meme, there are a lot of promoters in Arizona that are very notorious for fucking them over. But yeah, so remember when I would say, hey, I've got tickets?
Yeah.
So, and in my opinion on this, or my opinion is this, I've noticed that a lot of like newer comedians, for some weird reason, are not a fan of telling friends and family that hey, I do comedy. I was always under the impression that like that's who you wanted to come personally, because I mean I thought I was funny, but like maybe they would throw me some slack. You know what I mean? At least I'd like to know that a third of the audience, sometimes more. Do you remember
That's
that?
how you get it going,
do you remember
man.
that? Do you remember back in 28? So Bobby had a bringer show, and I was still. I was still in California, but I was visiting and I wanted to do a show while I was here. So Bobby sent me some tickets and he said, you know how it goes. So the audience, it was a Thursday night. You got 10 minutes. It was literally like 6 strangers and like 14 of my friends from high school. Like I ended up like selling all of my tickets. And like, so it's like, I brought that show. So he let me go on for like 15. But I never understood why people were so like, I got to sell my own tickets. Like,
well, he's the only one that gives you money for it.
Right. And that too. And I would make money from it, definitely. And he's a great promoter.
And I wasn't expecting it. When I go there and he was like, yeah, you brought 5 people. Here's $30. And I'm like,
damn,
shit.
really?
I thought
That's
it
cool
was an
as
open
hell.
mic. I wasn't expecting, because all these open mics, I don't expect shit. I don't expect to be paid for another 8 to 10 years of doing comedy or any real sense.
Right.
But I was very grateful for the fact, and I'm sure you can get Bobby on here. You just message him. He's always
I'm
him
sure.
and DJ Mellow Beats.
Well, I've thought about doing it again. I've just got so much. I've just got so much shit in my life. I would like to kind of stretch my legs again because I had a lot of fun doing it.
Let me know when you want to come out. I'll point you in the right direction of some good mics when you got a free night.
You know who I've been trying to get it done with? This fucking guy. I've been telling him for years. For years.
You a comedian?
He is a comedian, dude.
I'm not that funny, bro.
Very Sam Kinison. He's very
wild child.
wild. Yeah, very. He's very
He doesn't seem
wild
like a
card.
Sam Kinison.
Oh no, he'll get there. Get him.
Whoa!
He'll call his ex-girlfriend on
Sam
stage.
Kinison did not have an avocado hat.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. He had cocaine under that hat.
So I gotta ask then. So you're brand new then. So this is such a stereotypical, but like what started the fondness? Like what made you go on your first open mic?
To be honest with you, it was a point where I was pretty like I didn't know what to do with my life.
Sure.
And I've always wanted to be a stand-up comic. I grew up as a kid watching stand-up comedy, Kings of Comedy. My mom gave me old Eddie Murphy and Robin Williams albums and stuff, even though the Eddie Murphy stuff was not
right
cool for 2021.
Yeah.
I'll talk about that later.
A couple more whiskeys and we'll go down that
we'll
road.
get into that. Even the titles of it. I mean,
The newer Robin Williams specials were very funny.
Mm-hmm. Like I remember, what was it? The Blue Collar Comedy Tour, all that shit when I was a kid. I mean, all that, and then Premium Blends on Comedy Central. So I always know, and I used to do stand up in front of my friends.
Yeah.
And stuff. It was other people's stuff because I didn't know how to write a fucking joke or anything. So my sophomore year of high school, in my English class, we had to the first week, they had to do one of those projects where you had to get up and talk about yourself, that bullshit or whatever. So I didn't want to go up and just like, I like to play sports, I like to do whatever. So I went up, I brought my acoustic guitar, and I did Zach Galifianakis' Live at the Purple Onion.
Awesome.
I did a few jokes like that, and
Nice.
it killed.
Yeah.
I fucking killed. Mm-hmm. And then from that point on, I was like, okay, this is something I want to do. Right. I went to school for audio engineering at the conservatory, and so I worked in the studio for a bit, and then I needed money. So my buddy ended up hooking me up with a good job in a medical claims company. And this was 2021, and I worked there for 9 years. I just got let go 2 months ago.
Hey, mazel tov,
wow.
dude.
Yeah.
Fuck a day job.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I got to find another day job soon enough, but it's nice. It was nice. I got a severance package, so I didn't have to worry about. I had some money saved, so I wasn't
cool.
hurting where I was. Right. I had to get the first thing that came.
Right.
But
well, I appreciate the fact that one thing that I always hear is people who are not that successful now will always say I quit my job, I sold everything I had. I did all, and it's just I think maybe you showed me, but I think Critical did this whole thing about it where he's just you don't need to sell your life away to do your passion, like you said, and me too. It's I've got a steady daytime job, these people who are just I moved to LA with this can-do attitude. And stuff like that. It's
if I have to hear the Rock story one more time,
right.
I swear to God.
Yeah, right.
Okay, we get it. You should first of all, you should not come anywhere with just $7. You could scrounge up a couple more bucks. All right, crush some cans. I don't know.
Literally find change on the floor.
He said that I came with $7 in my pocket. I'm like, if you waited another couple weeks, you could have made that 14.
Right, you could have been the Rock times 2 had you have just been a little smarter.
And then it sometimes gives these delusions to people to where they can think they can come out with nothing and grow up yeah, it worked out well for the Rock, but for every one Rock, there's somebody living in a tent on,
Right. No, for sure.
LA.
No, I mean, you're absolutely right, and it's people have these delusions of grandeur where it's just. We're not haters. We're trying to be your friend and explain to you that, like you just said, there's a Rock and then there's 4.5 billion people on the planet.
Oh, I'm a hater.
Bo Burnham makes a great point. He's he in one of his specials, he was talking about, he hates it when people's it's all hard work and dedication. He's no, it's not. Sometimes you do that and it doesn't happen. I got extremely lucky. Right. Hard work and dedication pushes you closer to that luck.
Yeah.
But that's not, there's a single mother out there working 4 jobs, busting her ass.
Right.
I wouldn't say Bo Burnham got so much. I'm not a huge Bo Burnham fan, but that man's clearly talented at playing the piano and coming up with songs. So, I wouldn't give him just luck.
No. And I'm not trying to take any. This is from him, but there is an aspect of luck to it, being at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, for sure.
It's showing up to that opportunity that what gets you there.
Right.
But it's it's not always as easy as just work hard and you'll eventually get there.
Right, because that's not. Sure. And people who say I did all this stuff, you really didn't.
That's why we're almost 30 episodes in with only fucking 69 subscribers.
It's because life gets in the way, and I do. Well, no, I mean,
you were expecting your $100 million Spotify check.
Well, and I literally, I told my girlfriend,
Jacob
I said,
hired me on. I expected to quit my day job shortly.
Yeah. Oh no,
I said
episodes away from that.
I have no real intention of this. I would love it to be my day job. But I don't have any real intentions. I literally bought this because I've always wanted to do this. And if it's a hobby, it's a fucking hobby. And that's what I'm telling people is that it doesn't need to be a make or break. Mm-mm. I mean, with you, this is the first time we've actually ever met. And I think you're a very cool dude. And I'm sure you're really funny. I just don't, I feel really bad when people say I don't know what I'm going to do if this doesn't work out. Because I'm telling them, like, it's probably not going to work out, but like you think it's going
You'll
to.
figure it out.
Nothing you ever do will work out.
I mean, like, it's just
going to be shit. And I even know this. I have no delusions of grandeur what the road to being a comedian is like. It is not an easy thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it is years of hard. I mean, obviously, even my first year, it's been some rough nights, Tempe Tavern, talking to nobody.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you get a gauge for your comedy when the comics, and it's the same thing with open mics. It's hard sometimes to get a gauge for your comedy because open mics, I mean, comics are kind of jaded sometimes. It's a lot harder to make them laugh. And that's the first big thing I noticed playing for a crowd compared to like an open mic is like the reaction of everything.
And that's the thing that fucked with me really hard too, is that I don't remember the website, but there actually, and I don't know if there's one for Arizona, maybe you know, but there was one for LA specifically where you could, if you were hosting an open mic, you could post it on this website. You know what I'm talking?
Yeah, phoenixopenmics.com, I believe.
Okay,
it
so
shows every day of the week which who hosts it, what time the list goes up.
Yeah.
So I believe that's the name of it. I'll double check before the end.
So every day, I would meet some friends out there, and they're like, "Okay, what time do you get off work? 5 o'clock. At 5:30, I want you on the North Hollywood light rail, and we're gonna go downtown. We're gonna bomb at fucking comedy or at open mics because, like you just said, they're all other comedians, and no one in that audience wants you to succeed because
they're not going to give you any sort of warm reception.
Of course,
It blows my mind to see that.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not like there's only one comic that could be allowed to go up in a state at a time.
Right.
I was like, you have nothing to gain from
being salty,
for not being supportive of your other comics, because when that gets elevated, you get elevated. And like I said, and like you said, Rogan and some of the other people, I get excited when it makes me want to write.
Yeah.
I was like, God, that's a fucking good bit. Why didn't I think of that? I'm like, all right, well, when I get home tonight, I'm going to spend the next hour and a half or so trying to figure that out.
I'm sorry. Can I bring something up real quick? This has nothing to do with anything. It's something that it was in my head today at work. I like to, I'm really crude. Sorry, you don't know me that well, but
don't swear in front of me, please.
Yeah.
Because I'm a stud.
My
oh, you got the soundboard too.
My sense of humor is not for everyone, but I was running over a little bit in my head at work today, and it's a gay loaf of bread. It's called a faggot.
That was good.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I really
can't you see this guy having 2 Netflix specials? Like, come on,
I like
bro.
you guys so much more right now.
Yeah.
That's funny. Good thing you're not on
but
Netflix,
see, but this is what I tell him all the time. I said that is all it takes, dude. Is literally like I have so many people who will just, and I'm sure you have the exact same thing. If you go to a family gathering or some friends will pull you aside and be like, dude, I thought of the funniest thing today. You're not like, it's like, okay, why don't you go talk about it? Or they'll be like, oh, I have a joke for you. Why don't you go say it? You know what I mean? And it's just like I tell, because people all the time are like, oh, no. You know what it was? So this was another question I wanted to ask is, so growing up, did you ever have a fear of like stage fright or personal speaking? Or
no, I did stage performing too in elementary school and stuff. I was always.
Were you like a theater kid growing up?
Not mostly in elementary school until I discovered pussy, and then. But theater women are very.
Those theater kids give up the pussy like.
Oh, they'll let you finger them for sure.
Yeah,
first day.
Those nerdy chicks with big tits.
100%.
Yeah.
But like in elementary school, I would do like I was in Annie, Fiddler on the Roof, The Music Man.
Fuck yeah,
those type of things and stuff.
Were you Annie?
Yeah, my fat ass was Annie. What do you think?
Well, I mean, you're almost ginger, right?
No, so no, yeah, it's just this. My hair's brown, by the way. I'm serious. Like, it just cuts off here.
He's gonna fuck you up, Robert.
I swear to God, one more glass of whiskey and it's done. No, so Annie. Here's my progression. This is my IMDb of my theater career.
Yeah, we're getting
Annie, I was just a background actor. Music Man, I was just a guy that was in. I had one line. It was 2 people were arguing. One guy said it was a horse, and I yelled, "It was a mule, I tell you!" And that was the extent of my line. And then in Music Man, I played the mayor. That was my breakout role.
Okay.
And I studied for that. I bought the movie. Well, my mom bought the movie.
What about Fiddler on the Roof? What were you in that?
Oh, I was background in that too.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
They didn't know my Jewishness, and then I should have been the main actor. I was always pissed. There was always this kid named Patrick that would get the lead roles. The
fucking
chorus
Patrick.
director. I swear to God, I hope he didn't graduate high school.
Don't tell him right now.
Oh, Hannigan or fucking
Patrick Fucknuts. That's what I call him.
Well, I only asked because like my entire life. So I have I was an only child till I was 10. So, and when my parents divorced, I was at a very young age. So I had 2 families, and I just loved to entertain. I was always, like you said, like you would do bits that were other people's bits. I mean, I was just, quoting movies and, doing stuff at parties because it made people laugh. And, I like I never had an issue with that, you know.
I always feel more comfortable up there.
Yeah, me too.
I could be more honest like on stage about my personal life than I feel like I can with sitting with my friends talking.
I feel like I'm gonna throw up until I get on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're waiting for your name to be called, that's when you're like panicking.
It's so funny, yeah.
Go ahead.
No. I was just
oh
agreeing
no,
with you.
yeah. So, but like one day now we did and I was telling him because you know Robert is one of he's one of my best buddies, but he's also he was one of my biggest supporters when I was doing comedy. We did a 420 show at Toso's. And I was already late. So, I suffer from just tremendous anxiety. Like, I am a very punctual person. Like, I need to be there when I'm supposed to be. And we were late. And I was like, okay, we finally get there. I sold my tickets. I said hi to everybody. I got my drink. Okay. And I don't even go into that room until I at least have a drink because I need something. I'm like Liza Minnelli, dude. I need to sing tonight. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it really was, though.
Yeah, dude. Like, I would get fucking hammered. You know what I mean? Like, I had to. But then I opened that curtain that they have there. It is the first time I've ever seen a packed house at Toso's. I instantly went to the bathroom and threw up. Instantly.
Damn,
and like,
really?
yeah, instantly. Like I looked in there and I said, I'll see you guys in there. I went to go throw up, called my name. It's like I've been doing this for 25 years, dude. And I probably did one of the best sets that I've ever done in my life. And that's
suck
just
your own cock.
I mean, I'm just saying that's definitely like
you know
my
what that
process.
is, and it's the same thing I got when I was playing in music. Because for that 5 minutes for that set, whatever you do, I think about nothing but that. You're not in your head about what else is going on in your life. You were like, especially with music. I was only worried about from one song to the next song. That none of my personal issues worried me for at least that 20-minute set that I was doing it. Same thing with comedy because I'm just focused on what's my next bit going to be. What's my next bit going to be? I don't know if you've ever got this. I don't get nervous about going on stage because clearly I've been on stage. I get nervous about it going well.
Yeah.
That's my only thing. I was like, shit, I hope this goes well. I have friends coming, stuff like that. Oh, shit, my mom's coming to one of these shows. You're like,
yeah.
I got to cut out that bit about where I talk shit about my mom. Stuff like that.
See, if I were to go on stage, I would for sure talk shit about my mother if she showed up.
Oh, I did.
Oh, no, I got past that. Trust me.
Yeah, I did. I did for sure.
Because that was her biggest fear. When my mom, like, I told her, like, maybe I wanted to do that. She was like, "Oh, you're gonna have bits about me." Like fucking.
That was one of the first things I ever did.
Of course.
That was one of the first things I ever did.
You're a big part of my life, Mom.
I've known you for 20 plus years. I'm going to have gripes about you.
I told my mom specifically because every mom says that, so that she's like, "Oh my God, I hope you're not up there saying, And I remember I specifically looked her in the eyes and I said, "Mom, I'm gonna get an HBO special for my disdain for how much you fucked me up as a child." And she laughs and she's like, "Oh, okay." As soon as I go up on stage, I'm like, "My fucking mom, man!"
Shit, he wasn't kidding.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. My mom, she's one of the coolest people ever. I became so much closer to like after my dad died, and she told me so many crazy stories about her drug usage in her youth. I mean, doing cocaine, going to a Genesis concert with her, her first husband, and stuff like that. And I mean, they were smoking pot up until I was probably 12 or 13.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know. They'd go in the garage, wait till we go to bed or something like that. So, and she's always been the biggest supporter, and she's not one to shy. She's old Southern girl. She's not one to shy away from shit. So even when I said that crude shit about her, I didn't say anything bad. The only joke I made was when I was having a conversation with my mom about. She asked me what I was doing during the weekend. And I said, I was just going out meeting with some friends. It's their birthday. We're going to have some drinks and hang out. She's like, "Oh, that sounds like fun. Just remember, don't drink and drive." And I say, "Hey, Mom, how about you mind your fucking business?" How about that? I'm probably going to drink and drive, okay?
Right.
All right. That's basically it. Just mind your business,
Yeah.
all right?
No, I feel that. It's the same thing like when parents ask questions that they already know the answer to. It's like, why are you asking this question?
Like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. You know what I'm about to say, and you're already pre-disappointed, so just hold that feeling. We're not going to talk.
It never bothered her that I smoked weed in my 20s when I was living there before I moved out. Me and my friends would smoke weed in our garage. I remember one time she bought us pizza and stuff, and then my brother just comes in, "Hey, Mom, bought us pizza," and we're all stoned as shit in the garage. Like, this is wonderful.
Right.
Like, this is
right.
So I don't worry about her in a sense. I know she's not going to take it badly in any sense. I still don't want to say it in front of her. She's my mom. She's my fucking mom.
Oh, I mean, for sure. I mean, I know for a fact my mom listens to every single episode that we do.
Does she?
How sweet is that's sweet.
Oh, she's my number one fan.
Yeah. How's it going, Kim?
However, it does come with disdain because she will text me and be like, "Why did you say that?"
Shout out to moms all across the world.
Co-host coming at Kim right now. How's it going?
You ever thought about getting your mom on the podcast?
Oh yeah,
that would be an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
A few whiskeys in. Yeah.
Hey, Kim.
There's a lot of reasons as
How
to
about
why
you hop on the podcast?
we've actually thought about.
Come on, next.
We've
episode.
actually thought about having both of our moms on at the same time. Thought that'd be pretty funny because like you said, look, everyone here can agree that, like, of course I love my fucking mom. I'd die for my mom. She's one of my favorite people of all
If
time.
your mom's on the podcast, my mom can't be on the podcast.
Why?
Come on, man.
Oh my god.
Oh shit! What did
I
they
have
have sex
a-
or something
I-
back in the 80s?
I have
He has 2 hot moms.
I have beautiful mothers.
He has.
How do you have 2 of them?
Divorce.
Lucky you.
So yeah, so my dad just they got divorced, and then he met another beautiful lady, and my life has been hell ever
Dad's a
since.
player, huh? You can get
Yeah.
it, huh?
3 times
Yes.
married. Yeah, he's been quite the
Good
guy.
at getting them, not good at keeping them.
Not good at keeping him. Apparently, you guys mind if we take a super quick break?
Absolutely. Cool.
And now more of the Basement Dweller.
All right, we're fucking back with Justin.
Destroy your head, you Jew motherfucker, you!
And
Wow, did you handpick that for our Jew guest?
I
or
did.
what?
As soon as
Son
he
of a
said,
bitch.
I was like,
Yeah.
so
If
excited.
anybody else said that, I'd be upset. But since it was,
I know, yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
I
Same
love it.
team,
No, no,
same
no.
team. Also, who doesn't love Joe Pesci, dude? I mean, come on, bro.
I was so happy he came back for The Irishman, but that
How fucking great.
Irishman sucked
What
balls.
the fuck?
But
Okay.
No. Pesci's performance was gold. The movie as a whole was lackluster.
First off, why didn't you just? I don't get this, like the de-aging of Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
he
It looked so bad.
It was like he looks like a year younger, and he's
Oh,
it's supposed to portray him like
dude,
20
he
years
looked like,
prior.
He looked like the fucking conductor of the Polar Express.
Yeah,
It was just like this is too much.
It was
man.
really uncanny and scary.
Yeah.
I liked the movie. I thought it was a good movie. But I also have a soft spot. I love like gangster movies. That's like one of my
do too.
favorite
Me
movies.
too, man.
Not my favorite Scorsese movie, but I think it was.
No, it's
it was
because
okay.
it's not fucking Casino or goddamn
Oh, by the way,
Goodfellas.
hey Scorsese, make a different movie.
No.
You know, just make another movie.
No,
you know,
we don't
any
need
other
that.
subject besides
Nah,
a gangster in a
make-
big city.
Make Taxi Driver 2.
I guarantee you, if it comes out, it's going to be shit.
Yeah.
Okay, I
You know,
guarantee it.
I hate to be that guy, but I definitely watched that movie only because people were doing the comparison to the new Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. I hadn't seen it until recently.
That's funny because it's not the Scorsese movie it's based on.
No, but like everyone was just saying like, okay, you guys are like the comparisons where it's just like a dude down on his luck and then he just fucking hates society. And so I went back and watched Taxi.
It's the original Joker.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay. Like I
Nah.
could definitely see like the
You know, Joker's literally a rehash of an old Scorsese movie, right?
No.
Yeah, it's called King of Comedy.
Hasn't the Joker been around longer than Scorsese's been making movies?
Right, but this specific
Batman and Joker have been around since
Fuck off.
like the 30s and stuff.
this specific Joker movie
Yeah.
was a rehash of a 70s Scorsese movie starring Robert De Niro. That's why De Niro was the TV personality in Joker.
Oh.
He played Joaquin Phoenix's character in a movie called King of Comedy. That was literally the same fucking premise. Was like a failed comedian who got his shit on TV to get made fun of, and he like kidnapped a fucking TV personality.
So was that a callback in the movie to that when
yeah,
they did that scene?
That's
with
why
him?
De Niro was that character, because he was playing the character that he
Yeah.
had previously kidnapped in his version of this movie.
Okay, but
Like,
we can't deny that I personally, I mean, maybe you guys don't agree, but I thought that movie was awesome. I loved the Joker.
Oh, that movie was amazing.
Joker and there's two shows. Joker and Rick and Morty are two types where I love the show, but I hate the people who like it.
Yeah, dude. Dude,
Joker,
this dude,
Rick and Morty,
This
and
dude is the perfect
Sublime.
fucking guy. Look, here's the thing. Robert
Ooh, I
was
hate
saying
Sublime.
Robert is a guy that if it's uniquely popular, Robert's not a fan of.
So you
Now-
didn't watch Squid Game, did you?
Actually, I'm in the process right now.
Good show.
Those
Koreans are fucked
it's
up.
those kinds of things. Like I like to form my own opinions. I do feel like straight out the gate, it's been oversaturated, and like you kind of feel like you should just go into it already loving it.
Yeah.
No, I
But
should have
I'm
asked
not
this
gonna
before.
fucking do that.
Are you a hipster? Was that it?
He will say no,
Probably,
but he
probably.
absolutely is.
I feel like I fit that definition to a T.
It's like if that's
So-
too
But I
mainstream.
deny it.
So-
I deny it wholeheartedly.
I will describe Robert for you. I will not give him the pleasure. Robert is definitely somebody that has a lot of. He would be a shitty dad in the way that it's just like if his kid
I'd be such a
likes
cool
something
dad.
universally, he would give his child trauma. Robert is kind of stuck in like 1992,
You son of
where
a bitch.
like
and I wasn't even born then.
he's not a big fan of anything that's new. Like Robert will still play old boomer shooters like original Doom Wolfenstein, Ultra Kill,
Quake,
stuff.
some
Quake,
of those.
big Quake.
Quake just got the fucking remaster, baby.
I was huge into Unreal Tournament. when I
Oh
was younger.
yeah, the Quake remaster, baby. Night Dive Studios. Hit
But
it.
one of my favorite things. The only reason I have a Twitter, honestly, the only reason is because I love waking up in the morning. It's like Christmas morning. The first thing that comes on my feed is him and a universally liked thing. He will retweet it and say, "This is probably gonna fucking suck." And if you like it, you're a fucking stupid cunt. Like that's
So it's not just I don't like it. If you like it, you're a shit human being.
Right. No, Robert understands that you're allowed to have your own opinions, but if you have those opinions, you're fucking wrong, and you need to go to retard school.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Is like my opinions exclusively are objectively correct.
You a fucking
And
retard or what?
I can't explain why or explain why you're wrong. I just have
Robert refuses to elaborate.
I need to let you know that fuck off and I'm correct. And it's
I would love to have an argument with you about something.
Oh,
my
he'll do
favorite.
it. Yeah, he'll do it.
It's just,
And I'm telling you right now, the fact that I'm even already fantasizing about waking up and seeing a thread that's 65 threads long of you two, I'm already getting soft hard right now. Like
I would dig into it. Wait, you want to talk about post about the Squid Game? Well, we'll start from there.
I don't know shit about Squid Game yet because I'm only on episode 2. I just finished doing red light, green light.
I thought it was a great show.
Fantastic.
I really liked the first
ending
episode.
wasn't my biggest, wasn't my favorite.
I'm not going to talk about it because he hasn't seen it.
Well, Robert
So
doesn't.
yeah, let me throw a little disclaimer out here. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
about
Robert
it.
doesn't
okay,
care.
okay.
Yeah,
So
so
you're
go.
done with
shit.
spoilers
And
for
also,
the millions of viewers listening?
It's been long enough. If you have, if you haven't, it's like saying I've never seen Lord of the
Okay.
Rings. Like fucking.
I
thought
don't
it was-
care about spoilers because I have to experience it myself. So it
Okay,
doesn't
so
fuck
the
with
big
me.
twist at the end, it was that old man, the number one, and it is
Yeah.
the guy that's running the whole thing.
Bastard.
Yeah. So that reveal was kind of like, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
is that really the whole?
Right.
So that's why he's all happy go lucky throughout.
Well, if you
everything.
notice, and
He's-
you'll notice if you continue to watch it, he essentially has like an insight on all of these games.
Yeah.
Except but he pretends like he doesn't.
In the
So
first game, the red light, green light, he's smiling
yeah, he's
while
having
he's
a good
running.
time.
He's
yeah.
enjoying this.
But if you also notice, he's doing it. Like I watched this whole video. Like he's legitimately doing it. With strat.
Well, the one
like
I'm-
if you okay, when you do red light, green light, your body naturally just kind of jiggles a little bit, you know? If you look at how he's walking, like he's at a wide stance and he's like kind of like doing this,
Yeah,
you know?
he's got a solid base.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's
so
not moving.
Yeah, so or like when they do he saved their lives in the tug of war.
And I'm not even, and the whole marble game, fuck, it was in his neighborhood. Remember he was walking through saying how much he this was the house me and my wife grew up in, and this was where we raised our kids.
Wait, I'm sorry. His wife was his sister.
No, who said that?
You said it was the house me and my wife grew up in.
I mean,
Has
well,
not-
I'm sorry. No, they raised their kids. I said it wrong. No. Disclaimer: he's not fucking his sister in the show. Okay.
What is a rock?
This is a completely separate human being that
I'm
got married.
sorry, I just
I'm
had
sorry.
a-
I misspoke. He raised the kids there with their family
Okay.
and stuff. I was like, I thought that was weird. I was like, what a coincidence. The one neighborhood, the one of these guys was in, and it makes all sense. But I thought that twist at the end. I was like,
Well, you know what pissed me off the most?
Hold on. Did it leave it open for a season 2?
Yes.
Is that?
Oh,
definitely.
100%.
You know what
Okay.
I explain it. I kind of compare it to. It's like, you know when a celebrity nude leaks, like of a chick that you were really into, and you
The
see her
Megan
naked.
Fox nudes of
Jeanette
2008.
But do you ever see it and it's not that? It's a little disappointing. You're like, oh, like that's not that.
Well, that's how
great.
I feel about
Uh,
only
Hope
now.
Solo?
No, because I remember Vanessa Hudgens, Jeanette McCurdy, Megan Fox.
Oh no, they're fine. But you
all
remember Hope
hard.
Solo, that soccer, the goalie or whatever, she had her nudes leak out. She's all spreading her legs.
Wait,
It was like
who?
a Sarlacc pit. Hope Solo. She was the goalie for the U.S. women's soccer team when they won the.
Oh no,
World Cup.
I don't remember that.
I just assume most female soccer players have a dick, anyways.
I will
do.
Instagram you guys some links.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
just say-
You know, I gotta ask now. What's your you're a single guy? What's your go-to pornog, bro? What's your favorite? What's your favorite go-to category?
Actor or category? I want to know. Maybe you got like a favorite. Maybe you got a
and
favorite
if you
actress.
if you can do us a solid, I'll take both.
Because I have a favorite actress right
Oh,
off
I
the
have a
top of
favorite
my
actress.
head.
100%. I don't have to think about it.
Yeah, me neither.
My favorite actress, and one is because I grew up with this woman in the
Oh,
LimeWire
I
days.
love this.
Oh,
This is
I'm
Alexis
excited.
Texas.
I'm excited.
The second one is because I don't know what it is. She just seemed that one. Okay, so first one is
So actress.
Gianna Michaels.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you remember Jenna Hayes?
Yeah.
Oh, God damn.
This dude knows.
I'm turning into a fucking cartoon wolf right now.
What are you talking about? Our generation had fucking LimeWire in the end. The first website I ever went to, I remember because we had a computer in the living room, and this was the dial-up day. So if you wanted to log on, I was like put like a blanket over it when everybody was asleep, like that covered up the fucking noise of a robot being murdered to get on the internet.
Oh yeah.
Orgyfrenzy.com.
Yeah.
That was the first one I went to, and then Big Butt Beyonce was the second one I wandered on.
Big Butt Beyonce.
Sorry, that's a whole website.
Yeah.
That is, I don't know if it's still there. It might have been bought by now, but it was just
Big Butt Beyonce.
It was just black chicks with big old booties.
Hell
and
yeah.
I was on there.
Oh,
I was
so you're
and
mad
of
at
course,
Justin doesn't see color. He likes
No.
them all. That's
I'm
great.
colorblind.
That's great.
Seriously, I can't see color.
I'm very into.
No, I'm gonna
into
have-
black chicks. So
I'm gonna- I'm gonna clip that one for the podcast.
Go for it. You have permission to clip anything you want. I say if it's something that's
beautiful.
good.
I mean, you've been doing amazing. I will say though, I was excited for your answer because I knew the actress. But can I tell you one thing? Because Robert knows this, but you do not. You know what my biggest turnoff of all time is? Is, and again, anyone who says it's not fake, I don't believe them. Fake deep throat noises.
It's annoying.
It is, and
like actually
and
choking.
here's the thing.
Like,
and when you said Gianna Michaels, that's the first thing I thought of because she does that every single time.
Because it's the noise thing with that. It's just like it's annoying.
I think I
Like,
really
I'm
got
enjoying this without you having to do the sound effects and stuff. Like, just continue. We're doing fine. Okay. There's no
Right.
unless you actually accidentally gag or something like that, which I'm like, okay, cool.
Well, I mean, how's your schmeckle? I mean, is it? I mean, from your personal.
Oh no, I don't have a big dick at all.
Oh, you're Jewish.
Yeah.
Well, no, we didn't.
I was circumcised twice too.
Oh, mazel
That's how
tov.
fucking Jewish
It
I
was.
am.
Hold on, sorry, circumcised twice. So once. When
Oh, you
were a
weren't
baby-
joking. You were not
no,
joking.
no, 100%. I was
Yeah,
circumcised
once
twice.
when you were a baby and once when.
Once when I was a baby, and the guy didn't do the greatest job, I guess.
Like a botched surgery.
No, it wasn't botched. He just left a little extra skin around the.
First
it
of
wasn't
all, a circumcision is always a botched surgery.
It was like
it's just a rabbi cutting your foreskin off.
It was like the McDonald's hot and spices of circumcisions. It'll do. You're not going to turn your head
See,
away.
that's
from
how
it.
little I know about it. So, a rabbi does it?
Yes.
No, a doctor did it. Rabbis can't. They could do a well.
Stop
They could.
disproving my folklore
Well, no,
here.
you want an insight on Jewish culture? There's a thing called a bris and a moral,
Okay, so I know what a
I'm not
bris is.
pronouncing the
I
second one.
thought I thought it was the priest
and it's
that
kind
did
of
the bris.
it's disgusting because in traditional Jewish culture, the rabbi would do the circumcision,
right.
Like you said.
Okay, so I wasn't
So the-
wrong
yeah,
past a certain point in history.
They would actually the rabbi would cut the skin off and then they would spit on the
I'm sorry.
on the penis because in Jewish I'm not kidding, this is true because it was an antiseptic in traditional back in the day when
Like-
Jews, like it would clean the wound, it would clean the
literally
area.
thinking like how animals lick their wounds.
Yeah.
Like
Essentially, it was an antiseptic, and they would
on
spit
the
on it.
fucking dick.
Now, this was about 10 or so years ago. There was a case of a baby getting Hep C because a rabbi had it and he spit on the dick, but that's a whole other story. But the reason they say they use it now is because it's an antiseptic that works. But
Spit?
no, that's why they traditionally used it. But today we actually have.
Oh, but
we
now
actually
they have
things-
real science.
real antiseptic that you don't have
Yeah.
to spit on a child's penis
Right.
in order to get this done. And people don't do. I mean, in tradition, if you're a very devout Jewish person, that's a thing that they do in the thing because it was actually pretty funny. I have a Jewish name too, by the way. Very interesting. It's Avram.
Are you secretly Justin Blatberg?
Oh no, it's all good.
Steinstein?
My name's Justin.
Justin Moneystein Steinberg.
Big nose, fucking.
Justin, take your money, Steen.
fucking probably not even
My full
6
name
billion
is Justin
Stein.
Doyle Kirshner. So Doyle's Irish. It was my mother's
Oh,
name.
Doyle rules.
Everybody says that shit.
Yeah.
You're not the first.
Yeah, I know. Fuck you, man. This is our podcast. Get the fuck out of
You
here.
know what? You're right. I gotta go, guys.
I'm sorry. I kind of clipped. I could hear that in my own headphones.
But my Jewish name is Avram ben Matra Yosef, which stands for Adolf, son of Michael Joseph. My Jewish name is Adolf.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking Adolf.
Adolf is not an inherently racist name.
No, but let's be honest. It has. Nobody's calling the kid Adolf
I was
now.
trying
like,
to give you the benefit of the doubt,
I asked
dude.
my grandma that, and I was like, "Why do you call me? Why Adolf?" She's like, "It was a family name." I'm like, "Whoa.
Yeah.
Who in our family had that name?
Right.
I need to know. I don't want a 23andMe saying we fled Germany because after war crimes, or something like that."
Right.
But I was like, and my dad's name Adolf, son of Michael Joseph, ben Yosef or whatever. That was my father.
Do you know Hebrew?
No.
Okay.
I
Does your dad know Hebrew?
No, I know how to shit talk in Hebrew.
Okay, that's all you need to do.
Shit talk
Anyways.
me in Hebrew right now.
You fucking schmuck.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You're schmuck.
All right, so you just say bagel insults.
Okay, first off, bagel is not an inherently Jewish word. A bagel
Yeah,
is
but
just
you
bagel.
cannot
Bagels
deny.
are Jewish. Bagels
You
are
cannot
Jewish.
deny a lox bagel.
Nah.
It sounds good.
Listen, Jacob.
You son of
hold
a
on.
bitch. You crawled right into my DNA.
Shut
I
the
know.
fuck up. Bagels are Jewish.
How so?
I said.
You remember when I told you? Remember when I told you that he's not a fan of elaborating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we actually have quite a bit of a culture on this show of being either very Semitic or anti-Semitic.
We
America, baby.
We have way more anti-Semitic culture out here.
It's playful.
You know, we're huge fans of just kind
No,
of
legitimately because my
the Nazis are cool. You know, we kind of got really in trouble for that on accident.
Because
you know?
my like my inherent white privilege just makes me okay with saying that all Jews love bagels
Oh
and
my
Jews
God.
invented bagels.
See, and this is when I can't wait when Robert and I are
Because
living.
the ignorance really
Well, here's the thing.
The ignorance really makes me laugh, and then it's like
You can Google it.
yeah, but
You could easily just Google it and figure that out.
for
you know?
sure. Most things I joke about can be easily Googled and figured
So you're
out.
going off the basis of the New York stereotype, the Jewy bagel lox with cream cheese kind of thing, right?
Right? Yeah. No, I enjoy staying in the ignorance.
It's his bread and butter.
Oh, ignorance is fun, don't get me
what
wrong.
I like because I know for sure bagels aren't Jewish. Like I know bagels are.
I don't know that for sure, and I'm Jewish.
I know bagels are bagels. and
I know
everybody,
plenty of Gentiles, you know.
100%. But that's the thing. Is like I know enough racial stereotypes to be comfortable with my bagels are Jewish joke. And
Well, Robert.
like
You
I
know what I
don't
like about you, Robert? You're very comfortable with who you are.
Oh, dude. And you know what? And I'm so glad you said that because you honestly took the words out of my mouth. Robert will not change for anybody. And I have such a personal example of this. Is there
Well, that's not true. Is I'll change, but I won't change what I am. I'll change the way my philosophy fits the narrative.
Yeah.
Elaborate on that, please.
Well, if somebody wants to cancel me for something, I'll find a way to dance around it in a way that it's not offensive anymore.
First of all, none of us are big enough to be canceled on anything.
And this is where the point I get to is that I'm so excited for me and Robert to be in a financially well state, and we've got sponsors, and this is our job. We no longer have to work jobs, and then 10 years from now, we're gonna watch the episode with Justin, and someone's gonna fucking say, "What the fuck did you just say?"
You're right,
and
Justin.
we're done.
I'm not big enough to be canceled for anything, but like, what I'm really poking at here is that I do like to talk about things that other people don't like to talk about,
And he gets excited.
And I don't like to point that out because I feel kind of posery.
Mm-hmm.
I feel kind of Vice Channel. I feel kind of.
If you're not being 100% authentic with how you feel about something.
And that's what I appreciate about him is
Right,
that
and-
Robert doesn't fear the unknown.
And so like a lot of my takes, like I know my takes aren't hot takes because like it's not. I'm not the only person that thinks the shit that I think.
Oh, definitely not.
You know, so
no matter how odd you think, that's the beauty of the internet that's come out over the years. Is like no matter what kind of weird thing you have, like people think you have a lot more people who think in tune with you than you think.
Yeah,
myself included.
So like I'll be a fucking retard in front of like I've met you the first
Yeah.
time tonight, and
you
I'll
threw out
be a
that
fucking
faggot
retard in
joke, and
front
I
of you.
loved it.
I really appreciate that actually because like dude, I sat there all day today. I didn't even tell because I work with my best friend. And so,
Okay, fuck you.
Brandon's my best friend. Sorry.
Ouch.
Oh, I feel like we just cracked a.
Hey, he did. I'm definitely going to address this after.
We're not gonna address anything, dude. I love you. I hang out with Brandon every single day of my life. Sorry.
Hey, if you're looking for a side job as a co-host for the podcast,
No.
Clearly, I got nothing going on. So.
two
No.
Jews, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 Jews and a bagel. That's the next podcast,
Yep.
right?
Look me dead in the eyes and say Christian isn't your best friend live on the air.
Well, no, it's shared. It's shared. It is shared. I have look, and maybe hold on.
All right,
I have
yeah.
a
So
feeling
we
you
get a
guys
little
need
bit
to-
of a double
Here's the
standard
thing.
for Jacob's
No.
I want to
situation.
go outside. You're going to work this out between you
Yeah.
guys. I don't know you well enough.
Come
to
back
sit
in 45 minutes. We'll finish. No, I mean I'm just fucking with you, but I mean, like, absolutely. Like, I mean, I feel like, especially with dudes, it's like
Yeah,
you
I know
have
you're
like
just
your.
fucking with me. I just won. That's all there is to.
We have.
Well, I heard that.
You have a niche. You have a niche group of friends, and for me, it's just literally two dudes. I mean, I don't know if you can relate, and I mean, he's the same way.
My group of friends of the same people I've known since elementary school.
I have friends, but then I have two literal ride or dies, which is this guy and my buddy Christian, who was on last episode. So I mean, maybe I feel like that's kind of like the thing with. He's on such a fucking pompous.
I had to find the sweet spot for my mic because it was hiding under like the.
Robert's
like the
either
collar.
yelling into the mic like death grips, or he's like way the fuck over here. Like,
And I have a
can't.
feeling it depends on how far down the bottle you get, right?
No.
You know what? I will say, Robert is silly when he's drunk, but he is very good at holding it together. Off mic, Robert will just be the dumbest fucking moron of all time. But when the mics are on, he's a great co-host.
But you know what's funny is when I'm drunk like this, just even a little bit drunk, I feel like a fucking awful co-host. Like I feel like I haven't let you talk at all.
Which is not true. That's just how he feels.
We've had a very.
Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
How many
not.
Seth Rogen comparisons have you had in your entire life? Because my God,
0.
What do you mean, looks or personality?
I've had 3 people tell me I look like Chris Pratt.
I
Chris
disagree with that. You're
Pratt?
more of a chubby Seth Rogen than
I'm
anything.
much better looking than Chris Pratt.
Right? Come.
I don't
Oh,
know.
it's time. It's time for Allie's opinion.
Uh-oh. Tell me.
I don't know about Chris Pratt.
You're not gonna hurt my.
But you look
chest.
like a familiar face. You don't look like Chris Pratt, but you look
Seth
like
Rogen.
I think both, but definitely more Seth Rogen.
I mean, what if I like flex a bit? Like.
That's Seth Rogen.
Hey,
'Cause I see your-
hey, Justin, give me a.
You motherfucker.
What is it like being in the new Super Mario movie, dude? I mean,
I'm excited. The paycheck's good.
Did you see that cast?
Yeah.
Can I be honest with you? As a fellow comedian, you know Sebastian's in that movie, right?
I love Sebastian.
I love
for
him.
comparison, can you fuck Gamora real quick?
I would be happy to fuck Gamora if she's available.
You know what I
Thank
didn't
you.
know?
Yeah,
Did
Zoe
you? I
Saldana
had no
makes me
idea that was the
hard.
lady from Avatar.
You didn't know it was Zoe
that's true.
Saldana?
Yeah, I love Zoe Saldana. She's a ballerina.
Hold on though, but what we were talking about, you love Sebastian too.
I love.
I
Sebastian
fucking love
Maniscalco.
Sebastian, and I'm so pissed off. They're making him play like a throwaway character. Like, how are you not letting him be Mario?
These are 2 Italian plumbers. Like,
Said Luigi.
and you know this.
We gotta go save the princess.
That is a pretty good Sebastian.
Because I fucking love Sebastian.
Good.
You were talking about how the fact that you used to do bits from your childhood.
Yeah.
I fucking love Sebastian. That's all I did around my house.
Yeah. You know, I have an unpopular opinion. Did you ever see that movie in the 90s, the Mario Brothers with John Leguizamo?
Oh, yeah,
I
baby.
love that
But I
movie.
also love John
It's amazing.
John Leguizamo.
John Leguizamo is such a fuck.
Who's the other
First
guy?
of all,
He's an amazing actor who played Mario.
it's Bob Hoskins.
Yeah, he passed away.
He
Yeah,
did. He
and
did
he
pass
was
away.
also Smee. He was Smee and Hook. He was fucking Mario in the
He was
Mario
amazing.
Brothers
He's
movie.
our childhood. Like,
Yeah.
He was one of the robbers in fucking in Home Alone.
What?
no, he wasn't.
Bob Hoskins? Was that not him? Oh, was that Joe Pesci?
That was Joe
Joe
Pesci.
Pesci.
That was
Who's the
Marv,
other guy?
I'm
right?
sorry, I'm
Yeah,
a
who's the
retard.
other guy with the
hey,
curly hair?
hey, listen here, chat. I'm a fucking retard.
Chat like this is live.
Yeah.
So you're from here, right?
I grew up here. I was born in Atlanta, and
A-Town.
And then
You're not black. What do you mean?
I'm black from the waist up.
Yeah.
I was born in Atlanta, and I lived in New Orleans, in Baton Rouge, where my mom's side of the family's from. And then I moved out here when I was in
Did
kindergarten.
your mom got that Creole speak?
Only when she goes back.
That's awesome.
because she moved and she met my dad in New York, in Brooklyn. Where
Oh, that's yeah. Your
I
dad.
will be next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm
You
going
doing comedy there?
Yeah, I'm gonna be out.
Wow,
We're
look
doing
at
some stuff
you.
We're at in Baton Rouge.
No, New York.
New York. New York.
That's
Hold-
what I said.
So what is that? 7 months of comedy? You're going to go travel around? Are you? It's not an open mic. It can't be if you're going to travel.
There's one show that I'm staying with my friend that I grew up with that lives out there too.
Okay.
Who's a musician? His name's Josh Sturmick, and he's in a band. Aubrey Haddard,
Cool.
who's an incredible musician out there. If you're listening, go look her up. She's fantastic. He's a drummer for that band, and he's a career drummer. And I've known him since I was a baby. You know, we grew up together
Sure.
in North Phoenix and stuff.
Check out Aubrey Haddard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go out there periodically and stuff to go hang out with them. And I was like, ever since I've been doing stand-up, I was like, if I'm going to go to New York and hang out there and fucking do it, I'm going to be like, might as well do some stand-up and, and some shit out there.
Right. No, that's fucking crazy.
And it's New York.
Have you been to New York before?
Oh, yeah. I've only done day trips because when he used to live in Boston. So when I go visit him in Boston, we take a day trip up there. But this will be my first time spending the entire week in New York. So, but yeah, like I said, I'm going to do as many shows as I can out there. There's a dozen.
How long are you going?
About a week. A week. I'll be out there.
I like how I tried to be all sneaky about this, but you definitely picked up the fucking... Whatever, man. I mean, people know us for the doobage and drinking on this podcast.
Hey, I'm all for debauchery.
Yeah, I mean, really, so I got to ask you then. So are you a casual drinker or are you a drinker?
I drink more than I care to admit.
Right. Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing. So I've always had this weird stance about alcoholism. You mentioned your dad was an alcoholic, and as much as my dad won't admit it, he absolutely 150% was. Mm-hmm. Wasn't violent. No. But no. So to get kind of deep for a second, I think where his alcoholism came from was I have a brother who's my favorite person in the world. His name's Ethan. He has autism. And he has severe autism. So he's 16 years old. He doesn't talk. He just kind of makes noises and stuff like that. When we found out that he had autism severely, I think that's when my dad definitely started going down, and when he found out you had autism. Yeah, maybe me too. But so it's like, it's interesting that when you said that, I feel like I said, we never really met each other, but it's like we have so many things in common that's like stuff like that. It's like, but my dad wasn't a violent drunk. My dad was just very like, he liked to get in my business.
Sexual drunk.
My dad was. I mean, like I told you the stories where he'd break things, and and I would get smacked in the face a few times. When I was,
my dad never hit me.
No, he did, but again, he was always one of those guys where he's like he like I'd be sitting in my room crying, and he'd come in and hug. He'd feel really bad about it afterward. Yeah. I mean that's probably the stage of an alcoholic.
I don't know if well, because and I think that's good. And I appreciate.
By the way, outside of that, he was an amazing dad.
Oh no, and for sure,
for sports and everything, he was the most supportive guy for me. He always wanted me to exceed, but he just had those moments where it's just like, it was just these pockets of rage, and he had a bad relationship.
Well, and I appreciate you saying that he's a good guy, but I'm sure you also know too. But that had to cause some kind of trauma. I mean, that affected you.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I haven't gone to therapy or any kind of shit to kind of dive into that messy fucking pool, whatever that is, but. I mean, I feel like this with comedy. There has to be a little dark in you when you do. I mean, because being a comedian, especially, unless if this is something that you seriously want to do, it's not sane.
Yeah,
it's fucking it's not something a normal person should have to go through.
Right. Because
you go on stage, you get these constant feelings of rejection and just shit. I mean, how many times I'm sitting in my room after a shitty night, being like, well, should I be fucking doing this? I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, what is comedy?
That's too.
Right. It's strategy plus time equals comedy.
It is. It's like...
That's why it's so funny that Alec Baldwin shot a woman in the face.
Man.
I was so waiting when we fucking would talk about that, dude. He committed Crow 2 Resurgence, bro.
And I have many strong opinions about this matter.
I've really been waiting for like the last hour to bring up when Alec Baldwin shot the director of photography for Rust in the face with a prop gun.
It's so sad. And who I feel worse for is Alec Baldwin.
Dude, he's
Seriously.
so upset about it.
Even if he had no intention,
that
haunts you. There's no way that doesn't bother you.
There's been so many statements from that point now where Alex just like, holy shit, I can't, like, why did you give me a hot gun? What the fuck? I can't believe this. And it's still completely overshadowed by the people that are making memes about Alec Baldwin shooting a woman in the face.
That's the internet for you. I mean, the Gabby Petito shit, all that stuff came out too as well.
Dude, yeah, the Brian Laundrie shit.
Why is there a real bullet anywhere on set?
Dude, the Brian Laundrie shit just came out too. His remains were just found.
Well, supposedly.
I bet Dog the Bounty Hunter is so pissed off he didn't get that.
Of course he didn't. Because the family killed their son and hid his remains.
You think the family killed him?
Yes.
I don't think those were his remains. Yeah, he's gone.
No, I thought they confirmed that those were his.
I don't know. I just don't trust that kind of stuff, dude. I feel like that he literally just bamboozled everybody and found some way to.
How did he bamboozle everybody and then die?
Because they're fucking bones.
And
You
then
can't fucking. There's no
die.
DNA in bones.
Spec ops agent who
No,
could get
there,
away?
but there's
So you
no.
think
But
he's
there's
still living?
Yes, I think so.
You think he's still out there?
I think
somewhere?
he literally
Where
killed
did the bones come from?
somebody. He fucking killed.
How did
Dude,
they
he's
get
on the
his
fucking
DNA
road.
on it?
There wasn't. That's what I'm saying.
It was though. They confirmed it
That's
to
what
be
I thought
Brian
I heard,
Laundrie's remains.
But I didn't know if that was the case. Or
They
not.
confirmed it to be Brian Laundrie's remains. So how would they get his
And
DNA?
This is why we need to give Allie a hot mic at all times because she has been literally obsessing over this like the Zodiac killer, and she has so much
And
information.
we already found the Zodiac killer, so let's go to work on finding Brian Laundrie.
Okay, first of all, this guy was not some serial killer who thought this out. This was a guy who something happened.
He went on a road trip with a girlfriend who he thought he was cool with. She was way more annoying than he thought, and he fucking killed her.
Oh, and trust me, no, you're absolutely right. Have you ever been on a road trip with a girl?
Yeah, no,
especially with your girl. I mean,
he did not know what he signed up for.
I understand where he came from, but you just don't do it.
Yeah,
It's like, sometimes when a guy in front of you cuts you off and you're like, well,
Or
I
at
can
least
get out
you
of this
have
car
a
and hit you with a
fucking
baseball bat.
scapegoat.
You just don't do it. But this guy's not a criminal mastermind. That's why the whole bone, like faking bones, I don't think
At least
he
you have
would.
a scapegoat. Like Brian Laundrie should have had a friend who maybe had been in Gabby Petito's DMs. And they rekindled their relationship and they went on this road trip to try to make things good, and then he fucking killed her, and then he could have pinned this all on what's his name in the DMs, but he didn't do that.
You know what's funny? This is such a big deal with my white friends, but all my Hispanic and black friends don't give a shit about it.
Oh, because that crazy shit happens all the time.
Oh, it's like, one white woman went missing? Okay,
Yeah.
welcome to our lives.
Well, that was
I
the
don't
whole
care about
thing
the
too.
white woman missing. I just want to know what happened. That's the thing is I don't even care what happened to Brian Laundrie. I just want to know what fucking happened.
Well, it's very clear what happened. They were on a road trip. They probably got into some argument.
Okay, it's clear what happened to her, but
what
it's
he
not
did.
clear what happened to him.
I know exactly what happened. He went back home. He got some shit. His parents covered for him. You saw all that shit where they were like, well, he's not talking to you without a lawyer. We're not doing anything.
You think he killed himself?
9, I would say 8 out of 10 he probably did.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, like I said, he's not
Do you think his parents knew about it
He was
if he
just
did?
hiding. He was hiding in preserves. He was hiding in like the natural parks in Florida and stuff like that. Just miles and miles of shit where you can just go camping and go off the grid. But like I said, this guy was just who I think this was a spur of the moment killing. This is not some criminal mastermind. So he freaked the fuck out and he left. And we came at him.
Oh, Allie's
How'd I
out.
get up, Al?
Oh, she's
Allie's
here.
out here.
She's here.
Shit.
I know you have very
I
strong
know
opinions
she's got
about
some
this.
shit to say about Brian Laundrie's remains being found
All
by
right.
his parents
Here we
after
go.
they agreed to.
Hold on.
After they agreed to fucking partake
Okay.
in the
Hold on.
research by the FBI,
Let her
they
speak her
found his
piece.
remains.
Let her speak her piece.
Yeah, I don't think he's dead. Honestly, I think I find it interesting that this whole time it's been 6 weeks, haven't been able to find him. All the parks have been shut down in the search for him, and then all of a sudden they open the park back up. His parents show up to join the search or whatever, and they know exactly where to look for his remains.
Do you think
basically?
Do you think this family's clever enough to hatch this whole scheme?
I think so. Honestly,
I don't think it's clever enough to hatch the whole scheme.
I think he is.
as much as it's clever enough to hide your son's dead body.
He doesn't strike me as a smart person because this whole situation, the way it lined up, it's very obvious he
And I could see why you would feel that way, but if you have really studied him as a person, I've gone through his social media and everything. It's
you dug.
it's I've dug pretty deep.
She
and
knows exactly what the fuck's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, and this guy literally has so many posts where he basically is idolizing this book called Lullaby, which is about a husband and a wife going on a road trip together, and he kills her.
Oh.
So do you think this was planned from the get-go?
I think it was planned from the get-go.
Do you think she knew?
Oh.
I think she did.
Well, you could
Yeah,
see. You saw
like
the
she
police
expected
video
to
where
get
she
killed?
got pulled over, and the
Yeah.
cop. She was very distraught, and
Yeah.
they
You-
clearly got into some
Yeah.
argument about something.
Well, there was earlier that day, somebody had called into 911 saying they had basically saw Brian Laundrie slap her.
Wait, yeah, so you think she expected
There is
to
a
get killed?
recording.
I don't think she. No, if you expected it, you wouldn't go on the fucking road trip.
Well, I don't know.
No, I
What if
mean,
you're
I
some
think
kind of
that,
crazy masochist like you.
Masochists don't like to be murdered. They just like.
Right, yeah, I don't know.
I guess, yeah.
They just like pain.
So I don't know. I think that he's still alive and his parents are covering for him. I think that they I think he's
definitely.
basically told them what to do.
So where are the remains from? What do you think?
The only thing that they have confirmed is that it's his dental records.
So you think he's a toothless motherfucker walking around
Not
right now?
toothless, but I mean, have we confirmed that all of his teeth are there?
Whoa, that's interesting. That book you were mentioning, I didn't realize this because, like we were saying, we thought this was just they got into an argument. They're on a road trip. They were at each other's throats.
Yeah, no, I didn't know he had some sort of manifesto ready to go.
I thought it was a spur of the moment. He just murdered her, threw her down a ditch, and just trying to ran off.
I thought she was just a dumb bitch that he was tired of.
Oh, strong opinion.
Well, I mean
Robert
that does
hates
happen
women,
a lot,
so.
and I think that was I think that he was trying to make it look like that. You know?
Okay. You may be right, but it just didn't seem to me the way this, because it was so obviously he did it. I was like, if he really, I feel like if he was really planning it as well as he thought, I feel like maybe he'd have gone about it in a better way instead of just not talking to anybody, coming back home randomly, and they're like, oh, where's Gabby?
I mean, he definitely fucked up for sure. He obviously didn't think it completely through, but I mean,
fuck his parents, by the way.
Yeah, fuck his parents.
If it got to the point of where's Gabby, I think he'd have a hard time covering shit up too.
If his parents ever hear it, I hope you're rot in hell.
Yeah, fuck those guys for covering up for your son. Like, I understand a parent loving their kid and trying to protect them, but
hey,
like,
laundry parents, let me fuck the wife.
That's a clip right there, bro.
oh, you motherfucker.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess
That's interesting. No, I didn't know the stuff about the book he was reading prior, and how that.
I told you, man. My girlfriend is the #1 PI in America, dude.
Do you listen to true crime podcasts?
I do. I do.
Of course, yeah.
Crew crime.
It's one of my favorites.
It's the only reason some of these old cases are being reopened. Somebody just has some random true crime podcast. They're like, yeah, some woman got murdered in Connecticut in the 70s, and we're talking
I think it's
about
because it's like the whole thing for me is that like oh, he's dead. That's not enough. Like that's not justice. Like there's no fucking way
And,
that.
okay, what about the 9 other bodies that were found in the search for Brian Laundrie?
Huh?
How about those?
Well,
9.
I gotta imagine those. No, well, those national parks, people go there to kill themselves.
Oh yeah, but like why haven't we heard about them?
That's where I go to kill.
like
myself.
why is Gabby Petito so special? I mean, rest in peace, girl. But like, what about these 9 other people?
Rest
Oh, well,
in
she's,
girl
a,
That were
she's a
found.
pretty white woman. Yeah. It's very. So Patrice O'Neal, the comedian,
I love him.
one of probably my favorite. I idolize him.
Jacob. I'm gonna show how much.
Shut the fuck up! I fucking love. You know what, dude? I am so close to firing you.
Fuck him,
I know,
alright.
dude. Do you want to come over every
Yeah,
Friday
I'll
and
be
fucking
here,
do?
okay.
Oh my god, you are. Fuck!
Sorry.
This guy fucking sucks.
Say the
bro.
word, I'm over here.
I
I'm
know,
sorry. I
dude.
didn't
Seriously.
mean to cut you
Hey,
off,
first of
Justin.
all, hold on, real quick. We're gonna hang out more after this because you were a solid fucking dude.
You're a good man myself.
Oh my, you're a good man myself.
I'm sorry. I
A
had
little
few
bit too much whiskey.
A couple whiskeys.
That's all right.
I get tongue-tied sometimes, and I do that on stage because I like to drink before I go on stage.
Oh, I have a story for that.
Sometimes I've said that.
Come
when
get a
I-
chair. Come hang out with us tonight.
No, you have a lot of good opinions. and I
You
wanna
do have
hear
a
'em.
lot
I
of
wanna
great
hear 'em.
opinion. Oh, this is gonna be. I feel like this is definitely gonna be a 2-hour podcast. I mean, because we're having a fucking phenomenal
Oh, we
time.
can Rogan it up. Go 4.
Yeah,
Let's go.
let's go fucking
Turns into
4.
pumpkin.
Yeah, whenever you want, baby. Come. You know, hang out.
I'm getting down on the Sims.
All right. Well, she gotta go play Sims.
Oh.
So.
Allie, what if you
course.
brought weed out here though?
Robert's gonna fucking freak out if he doesn't have some weed. Can you have
That's
some weed,
not true.
please?
That's not true. I was just being a little cheeky bugger.
But Patrice O'Neal had a bit about Johann Vandersloot. You remember him?
Oh yeah.
He murdered a white woman, and her name was Natalie Holloway. And the way he sets stuff up, it's like a conversation. It's not like a setup punchline.
Yeah.
He's like, what's that lady's name that got killed? That white girl? She's like, and some girl in the crowd yelled. He was like, Natalie Holloway. And it's like, oh yeah, Natalie Holloway. Oh, did you guys hear? And then like a week prior to that, he had killed some Peruvian girl. He's like, what's the name of? Did anybody know the name of that Peruvian girl who was killed last week? Exactly.
Right.
He's like, nobody knew the name of the Peruvian. He's like, name a white bitch who was killed 6 months ago. He's like, Natalie Holloway. name a Peruvian girl who was killed yesterday. Like, I
Hey, thank you, Allie.
Can I tell you that my favorite fucking Patrice bit is the fucking the crowd work he does when
my favorite
the come on, man.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Come on, man.
I'm sorry.
he hates the connection we have.
No,
right now.
you know,
That's what
he
it
does.
is.
He's very jealous right
Yeah,
now.
I get
Yeah,
upset.
why don't you go hang out with your friend fucking Brennan, your best fucking
One of your
friend?
best friends. Why
I
don't you grab a beer
get
with him
upset
tonight?
when Jacob has conversations with the guests that don't involve me. So like
Hop in. This is a three-way
I used to do
conversation,
the Tulu bit. Like, what's your name? Tulu. Like boogie. Yeah, like I used to do it with my mom all the fucking time. Yeah. So,
such a
dude, I
funny bit.
fucking love Patrice. And what is the guy's name? Robert and I were just talking about this guy. What is his name?
Mitch Hedberg.
No, the guy that was best friends with Patrice, the New York guy, short. He was on the show Louis. He always talks about how his dick fucking doesn't work, or he's fucking it's dick small.
Jim Norton.
Jim Norton.
Jim Norton.
Yeah.
Hilarious comic. by
Oh
the
my
way.
god,
Fucking
amazing.
He's had Nick Mullen on so many times. Fucking.
You ever
love.
listen to Come Town?
I heard about that.
Hey,
So
man,
you don't know
I haven't-
anything.
I'm gonna sell my soul right now for here for a second.
Yeah.
Nick Mullen's the greatest comedian genius that's ever lived.
Yeah, you gotta.
Oh, excuse
yeah,
me.
do yourself. Yeah.
He's got a podcast called Come Town. Him, Stavros Halkias, Adam Friedland.
Are they from here?
No,
New
they're
York.
from New York.
Oh, okay, so they're legit.
So
They're
let me
legit,
just
yeah.
say, like, me and Robert's.
Nick is from Austin, Texas, and Adam and Stav are from Maryland, and they all migrated to New York.
But these are seasoned comics.
And
that are
it's-
doing it, yeah.
Kind of. I mean, not.
No,
I mean,
they are.
yeah.
Yeah, all of them at this point are seasoned comedians.
Yeah, but they're like our age. I mean,
no,
they're not.
not.
What are you talking about?
Nick Mullen, Stavros, and fucking Adam Friedland are well into their 30s. They're seasoned comedians.
Oh, really?
Yes, they're seasoned comedians. They're very good. My favorite podcast of all time, Come Town.
I heard good things. I've heard nothing but good things about the podcast, but
Nick Mullen is such a fucking genius.
So here's the
He's
thing.
been a guest on multiple podcasts, and I'm sorry, I just have to plug Nick Mullen right now.
It's his boyfriend, for sure.
I love
Nick
that
Mullen.
motherfucker. He's such a fucking funny motherfucker. I can't believe it. Complete. Like
Well-
I thought I was unique in my brand of comedy. Not really, but like there wasn't a lot of people I met that laughed like this, and then I discovered Come Town.
So here's
and
the thing.
it's the funniest thing I've ever
Here's the
heard
thing.
in my life.
Me and Robert are definitely a part of the. We don't give a shit
Damn,
that you're upset.
I could praise Come Town forever. God damn.
And those guys, first of all, their name, they're instantly demonetized. You know what I mean? Like they don't
it's
care.
hard to.
They don't care. I mean,
Nick used to do Red Eye for Fox News, and they refused to plug Come Town because of the name.
By the way, that attitude will get you much further than playing it safe.
well,
And
our
I
whole
feel
thing,
like-
and this goes back to what I was saying in the earlier, earlier in the podcast. It was that it was just like we don't care.
Yeah.
We don't care about money or fucking sponsorship or whatever. It's literally me and my, I will say, best fucking friend, bitch.
Fuck
that,
you. You're my best friend too.
Yeah.
I will say I always feel bad plugging Come Town because like I feel like such a shill. But it
Why?
really
But no, I
You're
mean,
just talking about
it
something
really
you enjoy
is the
listening to.
funniest thing I think I've ever heard
It's
in
no
my
different
life.
saying you like Rogan.
I mean, it's really just like we don't give a fuck. If you don't want to listen, don't listen. If we're gonna get canceled, fucking let us get canceled. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt, but that attitude will always get you so much further. Do what you feel you like.
Yeah,
Look at something like your Mom's House podcast.
my favorite
You know how
podcast.
fucked up that show is? You think they would have ever have done that show if they ever thought about like, well, would spot? I mean, they had a $2 million McDonald's sponsor
deal.
pull out a
That's awesome.
steakhouse another one.
Have I never showed you that?
No, I know.
I'm going to
about
show you
the
that because
steakhouse.
we're going to
I
go on
don't
a
know about
break.
the McDonald's.
First of all, can I just make something very clear? I would like to keep going.
I'll go as long as you'd like.
You're fucking amazing. You're fired, dude. I mean, honestly.
Fuck
like,
you. I'm still fine for tonight.
He's going to be a crazy ex-girlfriend because like when I put you on the podcast, he's going to fucking stalk our
If
house.
this goes off the
You know,
rails, I'm
it's-
going to really enjoy this.
No, it's funny because every episode we do, he always likes to make this joke with every guest we have. But I'm the reason people listen to this show.
He's very funny.
And I hate doing that because Jacob let me on after 10 episodes, and like I don't mean to be as funny and insightful and just relatable as I am.
Insightful.
Are you sucking your own dick on
seriously, bro. The whole time he's like, "Don't suck his
so
dick."
Sorry that I'm so insightful and funny. And
I'm
my penis
sorry
is
that
so
I'm just the
big and
best
I'm such a
fucking-
good lover
yeah.
And I can fucking fuck off. Like, get a fucking grip.
Let's go on a fucking break, you stupid bitch. We're gonna go on a break.
And now more of the Basement Dweller.
Oh my god!
What
Hell,
was I listening to there?
are you serious, dude?
I don't know what that is.
Dude, have you ever been on a podcast before?
No.
Really?
Hey, you should
This is
throw.
the first
just,
podcast
come
I've
on,
done.
let's just give him the CBT treatment too.
CBT. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Do you want to hear CBT?
Let's give him the
Whatever
CBT.
it is,
let's give him
I'm
the
down to hear
CBT
it.
treatment, please. It's my favorite.
How patriotic
it's
are
my
you?
favorite bit
bleed
on
red,
this
white, and blue, baby.
podcast. Yeah, it's my favorite bit on this podcast, probably of all time, maybe. It's so good.
Okay. Well, I mean, I gotta find it.
This is a little impromptu. We longtime listeners of this podcast know this bit.
I like how you say a long time, but it's
Shut
been like
the fuck up.
4
Like
episodes.
like I'm not just fishing for time while you search for this.
I got it.
goddamn-
I got it. All right.
you
So,
got for me?
you very patriotic?
Very much so.
Are you ready to stand for the flag?
I mean, it's
Goddamn
true
right I am.
American.
All right. Please rise.
Cock and ball torture from Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia at en.wikipedia.org. Cock and ball torture, CBT, is a sexual activity involving torture of the male genitals. This may involve directly painful activities such as wax play, genital spanking, squeezing, ball busting, genital flogging, urethral play, tickle torture, erotic electrostimulation, or even kicking. The recipient of such activities may receive direct physical pleasure via masochism through knowledge that the play is pleasing to a sadistic dominant. Image, electrostimulation applied on a penis. Contents. Section 1, in pornography. Section 2, ball stretcher. Section 3, parachute. Section 4, humbler. Section 5, testicle cuff. Section 1.
What did I just listen to?
That was the Encyclopedia of Cock and Ball Torture.
This is a Wikipedia free encyclopedia definition of CBT, cock and ball torture.
And somebody did it over.
Yeah, over the national anthem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God bless America, right?
Yeah,
What
it's
other
true.
country do you get? You think this is happening in Russia?
No,
this
no,
isn't
no.
happening there. No, they're throwing them in gulags.
Would you let a woman CBT?
And if so, how intensely would the CBT?
You know, sexually, I'm pretty open-minded about stuff.
You know what I just realized? Well, I'm
no,
sorry.
I don't. I don't realize what you just realized because you just cut off the fucking guest.
We never finished.
God damn.
We never finished.
Rude
You
host.
did your favorite porn star. You never did your favorite category.
Rude host.
cream pie.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
It's weird.
You ever?
I make a joke because I talk about losing weight, and I was like, at one point I was over 300 pounds.
What?
Yeah, I was about 315 at my heaviest.
I'm about there.
And I used to make a joke that I was so fat that my favorite category of porn was cream pie.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's very good.
I like that. Better than faggot, right, dude?
It would definitely go over better with crowds, I think, especially today.
Yeah, for sure. For
Might
sure.
get a lot of boo, ha's. One of those.
Shout out Mikey McKernan, dude.
Funny Mikey I've seen him on Kill Tony podcast and shit.
Did you know he was on Workaholics?
No shit. When?
He plays. There's a scene where you see him smoking a
I like
weed
how he
pipe.
just roasted me into immediately talking about a successful comedian.
Yeah, well, because you're not.
No, I know. I just like how I was the stepping stone, even
This
though
is
I've
how you
never
get
even
famous. You get on the
never
backs
even
of others.
tried to do anything. You fucked my little ass up.
Oh, I just fucked my cat up. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
well,
your poor kitty.
You deserve to be hated by your kitty.
This has been a great episode, dude.
Wow.
I'm having a fantastic time.
Fuck
Really?
you.
This is wonderful.
Fuck you, dude.
And, you know, I was really nervous because we never really met, and I didn't want you to think that.
I know.
like-
Well, I know you see me on Instagram. I look very intimidating. so I
Jacob,
can-
Jacob jerked his cock 4 separate times just in the 2 hours while I was here.
That means your shoulders
because
are
he was
relaxed.
so nervous.
You're focused. You don't want to have sex with me after the show.
And he only swallowed 2 loads, so the other 2.
You got your protein for the day?
Yeah.
You're fucking good to go, man.
Yeah, man. You know, I'm very impressed that we're almost done with this bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, I know.
You know that thing was like halfway full when you showed up here.
Oh, goodness.
Hey, good job, guys.
Yeah, good job.
I feel very proud to be drinking here with you guys.
Yeah.
I'm proud to
So
be
are you seeing someone right now?
I am not.
What
I'm a single man.
What kind of question is this?
It's a very normal question.
Yeah.
We have never asked.
Every single time you respond to his stupid moronic answer,
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna this feels natural.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
do you feel like you're gonna fuck the guest?
No, I feel like he's gonna replace you. Is what it feels like. Oh, whoopsie daisy!
How dare you?
My phone's on. No, I'm gonna switch that one down.
Yeah,
Robert. I think you're just really self-conscious and nervous about your position here. Really,
I'm fine with my position. I know you'd be nothing without me.
He's pretty funny.
The guy
He's
makes
just-
a point.
He's just been fucking springboarding off of me the entire
Springboarding. Wow.
I am nothing without him, apparently.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. How dare you?
I'm sorry, Justin. You had to become the fodder for.
I'm the fucking fall guy for your guys' bad relationship. That you
Yeah.
have with each other.
We have a lot of stuff to work
You're
on.
just another log on the pile right now.
You guys have some things you need to work out amongst yourselves before I come back next time.
See, this is why I feel like we're only popular with our friends is because they're like, oh, Robert and Jacob. Like, have you ever done?
No, that's a successful dynamic in a lot of things.
So you were saying that you've never done like podcast or anything like that.
No, I've never done that or an interview or anything like that.
Really? Look, okay, I'm only saying that because you have done more in comedy.
Jacob's got a bit of a crush on you.
Seriously, I mean, really, because it's like you've done more in comedy that I've done in 3 years.
I ain't shit. I'm less than a year into it, and like I said, and the same thing we talked about earlier. It's like showing up is one thing, but I'm lucky enough to have met the right people, to have the right connections to even put me in those positions.
Have you ever considered doing a podcast?
I have.
Do you have a name?
A friend of mine wanted to do, another comic friend of mine, Cole East, a funny guy.
I know. Is he from here?
Yeah.
I feel like I know him.
Yeah, you might have run into him at Tosos, especially those guys. It's a funny comic. We were talking about doing...
Big guy?
No, he's tall. Not like fat. He's
bald?
No.
Okay, then
he looks
no.
like Jimmy Neutron was an adult.
That's awesome.
Then no, I don't know.
Yeah. We were talking about doing something like that, but it's definitely something I've always been interested in and something doing because, just like you guys, I could bullshit for fucking 2.5 hours if need be.
I mean, I'm having a blast. I mean, really. So me and Robert, as much as we joke about the irony of a quote unquote podcast, I want nothing more than this to be my job.
So that's what you're going towards.
That is,
yeah.
I mean, really, look, I don't hate my job. I have people who I work with who listen to this. So let me just say, I love my fucking job. I really do.
Hey man, your boss isn't listening.
I know.
You don't.
Maybe
You don't have to proclaim that you love your job.
I do though.
Hey, listen, viewers. I tolerate my job. They
No.
give me as much overtime as I want, and I'm making bank right now because they won't tell me to stop working. Otherwise, fuck working. I would never work if I even had a choice.
What do you do for work, Jacob?
I am a supervisor for a hotel chain that I cannot mention.
Fair enough.
That's my number one rule. And every time I say that, I'm afraid that Robert is going to blurt a fucking retarded ass fucking
It's
answer.
something a little closer to like worst
I'd
Eastern.
stop it.
Now, question: does this hotel chain
what? I
happen
just
to
said
have
worst
2 trees
Eastern.
in the title?
What was
Ellie,
that?
Ellie,
Two
is
trees
that
in the title?
incriminating? Worst Eastern. It's almost what you guys are doing.
It's that old Mitch Hedberg joke. He's like, I don't want to tell you guys what hotel I'm staying at, but there are 2 trees involved.
Yeah.
It's the double tree.
Okay.
love that you
Let me
brought-
just say.
I
Let me
love
just
that
say.
you
Hold
brought
on.
Mitch
No,
Hedberg.
no, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Let me just say.
One of my favorite comedians. Thank you for bringing him up.
And to both of you, yes, I love my job. If I could calculate per hour, because a job like this is not per hour, it's per episode, yes, I would. do it, you know. But I do love my job just now.
But the second this takes off, that's,
100%. Yeah, they can go fuck themselves. They can
window worse.
They can fuck themselves in their tiny little assholes, dude. Honestly,
You're on your own path,
yeah, 100%. But I don't remember the point I was getting to. This we've had a lot of shout out to it rhymes with Schmrown Royal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
a very good top shelf Canadian whiskey.
Yeah.
Shout out to Black Peasant.
This particular one, my grandfather in Louisiana would always say, you pour a glass of this, this is sipping whiskey. Is what you do.
What's your favorite drink?
Is this a sipping whiskey to you?
No. My grandfather was a Depression era baby. They didn't have shit.
Do you have old parents?
My mom is. My parents were 30 when they.
Well,
had
first of all, Justin's
So
already.
old parents.
I'm 31.
He's already ancient.
So they're almost 60.
Yeah.
Or they are 60.
They're in their 60s.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
old parents.
Please don't take offense to that. I was just kidding.
Just one parent. The other one died a long time ago. Except my mom's dating.
God, get over your dead dad already. Jesus Christ.
My mom is dating an ex-Hell's Angel biker.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, get over your hot moms already, dude.
Yeah, let's talk about my mom. Let's talk about yours, Pat.
Oh,
I'm fucking with you.
We should talk about Jacob's moms. Would you like to?
I have some respect. For
Where's my fucking...
It's right fucking there, retard. Use your eyes.
Might have hit that?
This is Allie's, so...
I'm sorry. I thought that was yours. Oh, you sure? Oh, okay.
You gotta press the button while you're hitting it.
I know how these work.
Well, some of them don't work like that. God damn. I wasn't trying to mansplain you, bro.
Are you mansplaining me? Huh? You cis white piece of shit.
Yeah,
You're gonna come
seriously.
talk to me like that?
We're going to go far with this podcast.
You're gonna go far, kid. Just like The Offspring.
I fucking hate that band.
Really?
Damn, I love hearing.
What is your favorite
I
kind
love
of...
hearing you say
You know
that.
what, dude? I
love
want
hearing you
this
say that.
podcast to go so long. I'm just going to ask you generic questions. What is your favorite kind of music? What is your podcast?
We're not even fucking recording, you fat fuck.
Hey.
Uh-oh. All right, let's move the whiskey away from him.
I
for
know.
the rest of the
He's
night. We're going to slide this
fucking
over.
dumb.
Come on, hey. I was just being mean to him.
Clearly.
What is your go-to music?
Heavy metal. I grew up in metal bands, listening to metal and stuff like that. So anything Black Dahlia Murder
Hey,
era,
Jacob, you know,
I
I'm not
appreciate the
being mean,
Cannibal
right?
fucking Corpse T-shirt that you're wearing right now because it reminds me of Ace Ventura, the first movie when he goes through the crowd. He's like just like dancing through a Cannibal Corpse.
Excuse me, is Mike here?
Is Allie texting things about me and showing them to you? Like, yeah, she's like,
Do it
You're a
Harris.
stupid retard, Robert.
Get him.
she's like, hey, how are you cool with Robert treating you like that? Do you want me to kick his ass out? Are you saying that, Allie?
I don't know, babe. Do you want me to kick him out?
That was a hard yes in case anybody didn't pick up on that. So you don't live here?
No.
Okay, what part of town do you live on?
So I live.
Or you
on,
don't want to say it in front
No,
of
it's totally fine. I live like right off the 303 in El Mirage, dude.
Jesus
like,
Christ, you're farther than I am.
I know. Yeah, I used to have an apartment out in Phoenix, and then like, you know, all this housing market bullshit hit, and I was like between places to live, and I didn't want to go live with my parents. And my friend was like, "Hey, you know, I'm living at my parents' place, but there's like 2 extra rooms available.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give you that shit for $400 a month."
That's a fucking deal.
And I was like, "Yeah, we're done."
Cheapest shit you're gonna get in Phoenix these days.
Exactly. I was like, I don't even need to hear anything else. I'll pay you $400 a month. Just give me a bed to sleep on, and I'm fucking sold. And so that's what I'm doing right now, probably until like January or February. And then me and the guy I'm working with, that's my boy, got me the job. We're gonna get a place together.
That area's gonna blow up soon. That 303 up there, they're building. They just built that microchip center. Some shit out there that they're building, and they're gonna have to start building communities to accommodate workers and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna blow up around that area. So
it's about to get crazy.
Yeah, don't be surprised if all those areas start getting more and more expensive too, because that's like one of the last. You can't even go up to. I mean, like New River is probably as good as you can go. But do you want to live in New River?
Dude, it's like Casa Grande. You want to go anywhere for decent housing? You go to Casa Grande. It's like, dude, do you really want to live in fucking Casa Grande?
That's true.
To do anything?
Not even Buckeye or Avondale. Those areas are safe anymore.
Buckeye's fucked, dude. It's so fucking expensive to move out to Buckeye. Holy shit.
It's matching up to the prices like out here in Phoenix. You're like, well, then why the fuck am I moving to Buckeye if I'm spending the same amount on a house? Like, I'm not going to deal with any of that shit. That's one thing I hate, and it just it upsets me so much the way the housing market has gone over the past year. And like my buddy's house, his house went up like $100K in a year's time. And then I try and find an apartment, and I'm like, oh, okay, you needed to have at least $2,000 a month unless you want to have a...
Dude, my parents just sold their brand new house for $200,000 more than they bought it for.
That is so fucked, dude.
The only time I've ever told my mom, fuck you.
Yeah, straight up.
Was when I asked her, I was like, how much did you buy this house for in North Phoenix, right off the 101 and 7th Ave, when you guys moved here in the 90s? She's like, $80,000. I was like, fuck you.
Hey, I don't mean to cut the momentum.
They just sold their shit for hundreds of thousands, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't mean to cut the momentum. The sweet baby girl, Alicia over here, is ordering Taco Bell.
Ooh.
Do you guys want Taco Bell?
I'm fine. Like I said, I got to leave after the podcast, so.
I wouldn't kick a couple tacos out of bed.
Are you able to give her money because we're broke as
Absolutely.
fuck? Okay.
Yeah. I got cash on me right now.
Okay.
Damn.
You want to give him the phone?
Just give me
Shout out
two
DoorDash.
two
dude.
crunchy tacos, and I'm satisfied.
Hordash.
Thank you. No, thank you.
I got drinks here.
Okay, fair enough. Save me.
Oh, my man got
But do you
drinks.
have Baja Blast?
No, I don't.
That's the one thing.
Make sure that you order hot sauce.
Make sure. Oh, my name is Jacob, and I'm
Here we go.
gay.
Can you? You know what, dude? Honestly, Justin,
Yeah.
whenever you're ready to just come over
Shut
on
up.
Fridays,
Like you're going to replace me.
he's
Fuck off.
he's so upset about this. Like,
He's not liking it.
you know, let me just say though,
Do it
no,
then.
I'm not.
Do it then. Don't
No,
invite me
I'm
next
not
Friday.
gonna replace
Do
you.
it.
But let me just say,
Hey, Justin, you're going to come over next Friday, all right?
Sure.
And Jacob, yeah.
I'm
Jacob.
saying, like,
Well, I'll be
honestly,
in New York next week.
Oh, that's right.
I'll be
Oh,
out. But
yeah,
you know what,
well,
Justin,
so
this
what-
isn't
so
gonna
what are
work.
you gonna do? What are you going to do next week then, huh? You gonna find a fucking co-host?
no, I'm gonna hang out with you.
Oh, are you?
Yep.
All right.
But I
gonna
guarantee
answer all
you, the
this
Friday
shit?
after, I'm down.
All right, that's fair. Robert, you're fired.
I have other pressing business across. You know, I'm a pit bull. I'm worldwide, baby.
You're right. He's a shark. He never stops
shark.
moving forward. Yeah.
So let me ask you. So if let's just say I hate to be a Debbie Downer.
Do
Let's
not
just say
ask
this
him-
doesn't work
do not
out.
ask him if he would want to replace me
No,
as a
I'm not.
co-host.
I'm not.
You fucking
Shut the
cockshiner.
fuck. You see how
surprised you got through 28
obnoxiously
episodes.
like afraid he is
Does
of this?
See? Does he see?
You don't like talking about your feelings, do you? Yeah, I'll take that as a yes.
So what do you see yourself doing if it's not comedy?
To be honest with you, that's kind of the reason I'm doing it. I don't see myself doing anything. I don't know if I have the wherewithal to last another 10 years in corporate America as I did prior. Fuck all that.
What?
Huh?
I mean, I totally get you.
So
I mean,
here's the thing. I don't know. And to be honest with you, I don't want it to be an option. I think to me, it's like I'll do what I have to get by if I can. But the comedy part of it is going to have. It's like I think that's the only way you can really do it. If you want to make a comedy, musician, any kind of artistry, because it's so difficult to get into and start. It's like
Chemistry.
yeah, basically, you have to really.
Don't give me that half-ass face, Jacob. You fucking
We're here
you're
trying to get all
annoyed with me.
emotional.
I know, seriously. I'm really trying, and he's just over here fucking. Go ahead.
Toxic. That's the word you needed to use.
You're right. I'm sorry, Allie.
I feel like if you really want to be successful in it, you can't give yourself the out.
Yeah.
You have to. Don't get me wrong. You have to be realistic about what it is because you know it's going to be difficult. You know you're going to have to work. You have to do bullshit jobs until you can get your feet on the ground in any sort of thing because it's not something that, especially stand-up comedy. I mean, most people, 10 years is when you really start is becoming as your. I mean, some more or less. Some are more naturally talented than others, but I don't know if that's
Like me with Robert, I'm more naturally talented
That's
than
why.
he is.
Get your queef on the brown.
Are you excited to replace him? Because honestly,
I'm jazzed up right now.
I know.
I am glowing.
I didn't even want to say it, but nobody else was gonna say it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Continue.
No, I just think like because there's a certain point if you give yourself.
Now no one's even listening because we're all fucked up. And
Speak for
continue.
yourself. I'm on cloud 9.
I'm sorry.
if you get, and I talk like my friend Josh that I'm going to see, he kind of gave me this advice. He's like, you have to, there's no backup to this. If you really wanted to do it, it's something that you have to, there's nothing in your mind that's the only thing that's going to get you through those shitty times when you bomb on stage or you do a shit show and you're like, why am I wasting my time for making no money, like making little to no money at the beginning?
Right.
It's just, you have to have the mindset of there's no plan B, even though the plan B is smarter. But here's the thing. If you want to get into stand-up comedy, you're probably not normal to begin with.
Right.
As fucked up as it is, it's like people who have good childhoods generally don't do this. It's because the amount of rejection that you have to face on a daily basis is garbage. Especially, weeding through what other comics said shit other than like, how many, you have to bomb 100 times or some shit like that to be a decent comic.
Right. I'm sorry. Dude, Robert fucking sucks, bro. Oh my God.
Have we reached the tipping point?
Dude, seriously?
Dude, I'm trying to maintain, but like I really thought that last exchange was really funny, and like you guys are just like
this was literally the most serious moment we had.
You guys are just moving past it because it was legitimately a serious thing, and I was just like, I wasn't in that mindset to move on into that sort of mind frame. I'm sorry. I'm so
Look,
sorry.
we're gonna have to cut this soon because of
fuck you, not because of me.
Not because of you, but I get you, buddy. I mean, really. Let's take one more.
I didn't even hear what Ali said, but eat my balls.
Let's take one more break before we get out of here. All right,
we'll wrap it up.
All right.
And now more of the Basement Dweller.
Justin, it was amazing having you on, dude. Honestly, we had a lot of fun just drinking, talking about stupid shit. I mean, really, we are way beyond the past of being coherent at this point. So
PS.
That's the
let me ask you a question. Have you watched What We Do in the Shadows?
Yes, I love that show.
It's the new episode.
Did it just drop?
Yeah, it just dropped, so we're going to watch it together, right? We have our Taco Bell. Yeah, we just... Yes, absolutely. Okay, Justin, please, you have been a pleasure.
Guys, I honestly can't thank you enough for inviting me on. This was such a fun time.
You're going to come back on, right?
Anytime you guys want me on, you let me know.
All right, Robert's fired. That's it. That's all.
I'd love to have you back on. Are you really going to cut me out of this fucking outro, you stupid asshole?
I hate you so much.
You went no music, just cold open on the last
I'll get there. Hold on.
Jesus
Shut the fuck up. Where can we find you, Justin?
So you got Instagram, Justin_Kirshner, KIRSHNER, and then Justin Kirshner on Facebook. I'll be doing a few open mics on Monday and Tuesday, but then I'll be in New York doing a few open mics and then maybe a show or two out there.
On Twitter?
I don't have a Twitter. I do not.
That's
rookie
based.
mistake.
No, that's based. I respect the hell out of that.
It's not because of a particular choice I made morally.
No, I understand that. It just the fact that you don't have one is base as hell. I don't care what your reasons are. That's fucking awesome. You shouldn't have a Twitter.
No Twitter, but maybe in the future.
All right.
He's never gonna have a Twitter, folks.
All right, let's play it out.
Rock and roll, baby.
All right, buddy. Robert, where can we find you, buddy?
All right, you can find me at Robert2Dope96 on Twitter, _Bizzer96 on Instagram. I haven't streamed in a while, but you can find me at Bizzerboy, BIZRBOI on Twitch. That's pretty much it. Thank you for having Jacob with me again, and fucking our boy Justin.
Oh, you're more than welcome back on, buddy. I just want to let everybody know right now who stayed.
Right?
Whoever stayed this long, I am now streaming on Twitch. That is Pudgy the Mage. PUDGY the Mage.
Let me say that again for you boys. That's PUDGY the Mage.
That's absolutely correct. We're gonna end this episode right. New outro with Criminals Dondre, who was on episode 6
Hey, before we bust into that, let me just say thank you once again to Justin Kirshner.
Seriously, dude, you have been number 1.
We're getting pretty close to 30 here.
Guys, I can't tell you how much fun I had. This is so much fun, and anytime you guys want me to come back on.
Well, you know what? I absolutely love you both. I hope to have you back on, Justin. Everyone have a super awesome night. Let's get the fuck out of here, buddy.
Thanks, Dondre, for this new outro.
Stay black, America.
If you like what you heard, be sure to follow them on Instagram and Twitter. The information is right below along with their email. Make sure you show them some love by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. They also got previous episodes. But until then, we'll see you next week with the new one. We out.